We are under the lights here in Pine River. An early season matchup between two conference foes, two teams that know each other all too well. Both teams with much different directions, but a new potential for the season. It is the Bagley Flyers taking on the Pine River-Backus Tigers. And welcome to the broadcast, everyone, on yourliveevent.com on the Station 371 pregame show. Noah Caruso along with Caleb Travis. Caleb, we got a big-time conference matchup, teams that you're very familiar with as a PRB grad. What can that bring to the excitement for the game today?
Well, yeah, and I'm excited, first off, excited to be here tonight. Stream back in a little bit, but I will say this. Pine River-Backus Tigers versus Bagley Flyers. This is a good game always. And it does bring an excitement, just like the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley game. Even, at the end of the day, it doesn't come out to be the best game. There's still so much excitement around these kind of games because you're under the lights. You have beautiful weather, and any opportunity people have to come and watch football is a good night in their book.
Absolutely. You can never go wrong with Friday Night Lights. It should be a big-time game here. Two conference rivals that know each other all too well, and we'll be having the pregame coverage on yourliveevent.com. We thank you for joining us, and we'll be back in just a moment. We will continue our coverage with game notes and coaches' interviews right before kickoff. This is Noah Caruso and Caleb Travis joining you on yourliveevent.com, high school football. And welcome back to the Station 371 pregame show. Big conference matchup in week 2 of high school football. It is the Bagley Flyers taking on the Pine River-Backus Tigers. And for both these teams coming in a totally different direction, but with these conference games, you never know what to expect, and it's always a fierce battle with two teams that know each other too well. For the Bagley Flyers, they are coming off a loss. They are 0-1 on the season, a 48-26 loss to Monaga. But for Bagley, it was big plays that made the scoreline a little more in their favor. But in the coaches' interviews, they talked about some of the little things they need to work on, as we'll get the coaches' interviews later in the pregame show. But a couple of big plays. Noah Nelson and Alexander Joe they each had a kickoff return for a touchdown, so special teams could be a big factor for the Bagley Flyers to get them in position to win this game, as well as Isaac Schermerhorn went 2 for 8, 147 yards and 2 touchdowns off those couple of big plays for the Bagley Flyers. And for the PRB Tigers, we were with them last week. They had a dominating win against the Walker-Hackensack-Akeley Wolves. 1-0 on the season, a 46 win for them. They are 1-0 in section and conference play, as this is a district Northwest-South matchup. Northwest-South. Caleb, makes all too much sense, right? And Caleb, you were with us last week shadowing us, and you saw what Pine River was able to do. And what do you expect in this game today with the Pine River offense that was so dominant?
Yeah, Pine River-Backus came out on fire. We saw this last year. Their backfield is changing a little bit. You have Ethan Lodge, not the counterpart of Connor Tulinchek anymore. So the backfield is the place where I think Ethan Lodge is going to thrive now without having Connor Tulinchek there. And then the Pine River-Backus, Irvin Tulinchek, coming back. It's his senior year this year, and he looked as dominant as ever out on the field. He went for 6 for 9 for 160 yards. So that just even proves how dominant that he was that night. And I think this is going to be another matchup where Pine River-Backus has the opportunity to capitalize off such a really hot start that they had to their season.
Absolutely, and Pine River-Backus, who has high hopes on the season, coached by Tom DeMars, and Bagley is coached by Brandon Schwagel. And Brandon Schwagel actually knows, he's from the area. He knows DeMars very well. He was his defensive coordinator when Schwagel was playing back in the day. A lot of experience at coaching, over 10 years with the Bagley Flyers. And for Pine River, we talked about the big explosive, big play players that they have. Some of them, as you said, Irvin Tulich, went 6 for 9, 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. Struess, Rugrodin, and Knapp with a touchdown apiece. And then, of course, Ethan Lodge, we're going to be looking for him all game today. 12 carries, 87 yards, and a touchdown. And then, of course, had that big kickoff return for a touchdown as well. We'll be continuing our pregame coverage here on the Station 371 pregame show on YourLiveEvent.com. Coaches interviews coming up next. We'll be back in just a moment. Friday Night Lights on YourLiveEvent.com. Hey, welcome back to the Station 371 pregame show. I'm here with Bagley Flyers head coach Brandon Schwagel. Coach, you're going up against a team that you're very familiar with on the road, and last year didn't go the way you guys wanted to. But what are you guys expecting to do today, and what to expect from Pine River that could change the outcome for you guys?
Clearly, Pine River's Backus is a really well-coached football team. I've known Tom for a while. He's pretty good at what he does, and he's going to have his guys really well prepared. Certainly, we're going to be looking to grow from our team. Last year, we were really young last year, and we're still a little bit young this year. We have just a few seniors out, and we got a lot of guys that are in younger, important roles that are younger. And so we're gonna look to grow from last week, where we didn't maybe play our best football, and continue to grow week by week.
And with a young team, there's always kind of those growing pains, but you always expect to see, growth. We haven't played a whole lot of games. You guys have had a good amount of chance to practice with school starting. But what does the growth look like from the short time of practice and for the first couple of first games so far?
Well, that's just it, growth. You start the season and you have a lot of expectations, and you know what once you put something on film, you can grow from that, and that's, I think, the biggest thing. Without actually playing a game, because the bright lights change things a little bit, and so we have to settle in a little bit. Growth for us is going to be playing with an intensity that we didn't play with last week, and growth for us is going to be playing an entire game and being, trying to put together the most complete game we can, win, lose, draw, whatever, is just kind of playing and upping the intensity that, maybe we lacked at times last week.
And Coach, with in this game, you're coming off a tough loss, but you guys had some big plays that resulted in scoring. And you always want to even in a tough loss, you always want to look at stuff that you can build on into this game. What from last game do you think could really impact you guys for today and get you guys a big win?
Well, I think that it's easy to look at the big chunk plays, but reality is that when you actually break down the film, a lot of the plays that are there's a lot of correctable things that we did defensively and offensively that are the big things that we look at on film. So, yeah, we had a couple big chunk plays, and that's great. That's always good to have. We had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns, so we did something right there, and we had a couple pass plays for big yardage. So, yeah, certainly that, but we don't really necessarily always look at the big chunk plays. It's a small, the little things that the casual fan probably isn't aware of that we're looking to adjust and tweak. Guys that maybe lost contain on a bad read or making a bad angle, and trying to correct some of those things, and firing off the ball on the offense and defensive line and getting into the quarterback's face. Some of those small things are what makes a huge difference in the overall outcome of the game.
Well, Coach, it should be a lot of fun. Good luck and have fun out there.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having us, and thanks for doing the broadcast and bringing this to a whole bunch of people out there listening to this game. So we appreciate the service that you do.
It is our pleasure. That is head coach Brandon Schwagel, the Bagley Flyers. We'll be back in just a moment on the Station 371 pregame show. And welcome back into the Station 371 pregame show. I'm here with Pine River-Backus head coach, Coach Tom DeMars. Coach, we were here with you last week. It was a dominating victory over Walker Hackensack Akeley. You know, the kids started school this week. What has been the mood at practice after a big win and, with them starting school?
Well, pretty lethargic, to be honest with you. I got some practices this week, and probably myself included, not used to a full day and then a full practice. But I think we're ready to play. It picked up towards the end of the week, and it should be a good ball game.
And against a team that you're familiar with, Bagley, it was a dominating win last year, much like the story with Walker Hackensack Akeley, but you never know what they're going to bring into a new season. What are you expecting from Bagley today, that could impact the game?
Well, they try to speed things up a little bit. They run a no huddle, so we get in half of football. It gets a lot more plays than a normal half of football. So I know we were tired last week. Hopefully this little cooler weather will help that to some degree. And they've got, I think they're a little down with as far as their linemen are concerned. But I know they've got some skill position guys that are fast. And I know in last week they made, I think, 4 or 5 plays over 50 yards and scored 4 times on those. So that's something we got to be worried about and take care of that.
And you're talking about that it's a much cooler day. I mean, last year you were here, it was a scorcher out here, but a much more comfortable day, but also a little bit of rain. And, you guys have no issue running the football, but we saw Irvin Tulinchik really, move the ball through the air. Does the weather, or at least the weather today with the potential rain, going to impact the game plan a little bit, or is it just, do what you guys do best?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think we're usually pretty good at taking what they give us, or at least that's what we try to do. If we can run the ball, that's going to be our first focus. But at the same time, if we can run the ball, we're still going to take a few bigger shots with play action passes and go deep on that. And I think we'll just continue to do that.
And last question is, you guys, this is part of a great home schedule for you guys. This is game 2 of 3 on a homestand. You guys have 5 home games on the season. How excited are the guys going to be this year with all the home games? Now that they're back in school, we expect a good crowd here today. What does that do for the energy of the team and, in the play on the field?
For sure. We're excited to have 5 home games. And if things go our way, hopefully another 1 or 2 in the playoffs if we can get out of the regular season with a good record. We've been on the road a lot. These guys have dealt with a lot, dealing with COVID seasons, and last year only 3 home games. So we're happy to be in the position we're at and just being able to play on a great night like tonight.
Well, it should be a fun night, Coach. Good luck and have fun out there.
All right, thank you very much.
Tom DeMars, the Pine River-Backus head coach, will be back in just a moment on the Station 371 pregame show. And welcome back to the Station 371 pre-game show here on your live event. Noah Caruso and Kayla Travis joining you for a big conference matchup between the PRB Tigers at home hosting the Bagley Flyers. And then just a reminder, after the game, you're going to want to stay for the post-game coverage. We have breakdowns of the game, and of course we have our awards to give out this year. And a special thanks to our sponsors. We of course have our big deal of the game brought to you by these sponsors: Brandel Motors in Aiken, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet and Castle, Brainerd, and Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, and Takedown Gym. And then, of course, we have our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game. Enbridge, thanks you for supporting the Line 3 replacement project. Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it was done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. Thank you. And then our star of the game brought to you by Pine River Family Markets. Pine River Family Market is where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery at Pine River Family Market Delivers.com. Expecting a great game here today. PRB enters this game 0-1 as Bagley enters the game 0-1. PRB getting a big win against Walker-Hackensack Akeley in their last matchup. And the Bagley Flyers coming off a big loss to Monaga, but it is early season, so still a lot to expect. Caleb, we're about ready to kick off here. Any keys to the game that you want to discuss?
Yeah, no, I think one of the things that Walker-Hackensack Akeley really struggle with is they never found a tempo to the game. I really think Pine River does a beautiful job on defense, breaking up tempo of teams. And that's what we saw against Walker-Hackensack Akeley. They just never really got into a tempo of a game that really had them be successful. But if Bagley is able to find a tempo, I think that they can be a real problem for Pine River-Backus.
And early in the season, a lot of things can happen, especially two teams that, you get familiar with in big conference games. It's Friday night. School has started for everyone, and we should have a lot of fun here today. When we come back, we are getting ready for kickoff. We'll have the national anthem and kickoff between PRB and the Bagley Flyers. We'll be back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com. And welcome back to the Station 371 pre-game show. The Pine River-Backus Tigers hosting their second of three straight home games as they take on the Bagley Flyers in conference action here today, as we are about ready to kick off as the lineups are getting announced. The Bagley Flyers coming out as a team, a lot of young players in the starting offense, in the starting lineup in general, as we're looking at some key players, including Isaac Schermerhorn. Him and Coda Thompson, one of a couple seniors on this roster, one of the four that are starting. We talked to Coach Shermer, and he talked about the young roster that they have, and we should expect a good game today, as we know what the PRB Tigers were able to do against Walker-Hackensack Akeley.
So welcome the Bagley Flyers.
And our coverage here on your live event, Kayla Travis will be taking the play-by-play commentary for the first half, as I will deliver color, and I will take over second half for play-by-play. So, Caleb, a lot of pressure first game. How you feeling?
Oh my goodness, I always feel great. I'm super excited to be back and doing a little bit of play-by-play, and yeah, I don't even know what to say. It's interesting to be back. Good grief.
Absolutely, and as someone who formerly played, when you're in this atmosphere, you really feel it. The players get excited about it, and to be here back at your old school, get to see everybody, and to be around this environment, it makes for a very good time. So
100%. I agree.
As the lineups are getting announced, here is the starting lineup for the PRB offense. At quarterback, it's going to be Irvin Tulinchik. Talked about him in the pregame show. He's going to be a key factor at And Ethan Rugbrod will be playing wide receiver. Ethan Lodge, coming off a big game against Walker, will be playing running back. Eli Abraham will also be getting some carries as well. Baron Milham and Ryan Struess. Struess playing tight end. Milham the other wide receiver. And the offensive line for the Tigers, it'll be Trey Tukenhagen, Cole Burrell, Corbin Knapp, Connor Young, and Hunter Norman, the big boys up front for the Tigers. Are able to run the ball so effectively, and Irvin Tulinchik was able to have great success, in that pocket and able to get some deep balls out. And for the Bagley offense, Coda Thompson playing running back. It is going to be Isaac Schermerhorn playing quarterback, Elias LaFond playing wide receiver, Noah Nelson, who had a kickoff return for a touchdown last game against Monaga. He will be one of the running backs here. Logan Broughton also playing the running back. Alex Job also playing on the offensive side as well. Looks like he'll be playing running back, the junior. And then for the offensive line, it's going to be Porter Lacey, Jaden Young, Paul Ramsrud, Nicholas Agnew, and Preston Durheim. The officials for tonight's game is the Bemidji Football Officials Association. Referee Brian Schultz, umpire Brad Fitzgerald, sideline is Steve Smook, sideline is Bob Moran, and back judge is Pete Larson. Pine River-Backus Tigers won the toss, and they are going to defer to the second half. And we will have the national anthem, and then we'll hand it off to Caleb Travis.
Of our national anthem.
Caleb, take it away.
Awesome. Well, it's an exciting, like Nick said, Noah, sorry, my fault. Good grief. We talked about that even before this. Holy cow. But like Noah said, this is an exciting matchup for Pine River-Backus, coming off a hot offensive plays last week against the Walker Hackensack Hinckley Wolves, and they want to capitalize and they want to get another win. The Pine River-Backus Tigers, I'm excited. Bagley, their game is deception. It's deceit. They really want to make sure that people are moving, and they never know where the ball, where the defense never knows where the ball is. And I know that Brandon Schweigel said they want to play fast, they want to play more intense, they want to play tough, and the Pine River-Backus Tigers are already doing that. So I am really excited for this. I'm really excited for this matchup. And if Pine River comes out swinging right away, then they are going to. If they come out swinging right away, I think that this is going to be a very long night for the Bagley Flyers. So right now, Tigers getting ready, getting lined up for the kickoff on this Friday night. We actually are playing on Friday night, which is nice. Last time it was Thursday. So
truly feels like Friday Night Lights now.
Yeah. And so we're looking at number. And it should be Chance Abraham out there. He did most of the kickoffs last game, which is last Thursday. And let's see.
Looks like it's Cole Burrell who's kicking off.
Huh. So Cole Burrell with the kickoff. And it's a short one right now. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Cole Burrell. That's a way to start. I would say that. Holy cow.
You cannot call that an onside kick, but man, I tell you what, they know how dangerous a Bagley can be on the special teams, so I don't know if they meant to do that, but either way, you cannot start off better if you're the Pine River-Backus Tigers.
No, and this is a true opportunity for Irvin Tulinchek to start looking and really get this offense into a rhythm. That, as a coach, I don't know what Brandon said about that, but that was something else. But so the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. They're going to see what they can do here. Right off to the side is of Tulinchek is Lodge. The snap, the pitch to Lodge, and he's going to get four yards to the 54-yard line.
And they want to get him going early, just a toss sweep. We saw a lot of that against Walker. And, with Bagley, it's going to be a part of that pursuit. A little bit of a late pursuit there is Lodge. He's got that breakaway speed, so you're going to have to be fast at the linebacker position to get to him.
110%. So Ethan Lodge with his first carry of the night for 4 yards. Pine River-Backus Tigers are looking at 2 and 7 right now on the 47-yard line. Let's see what they're going to do here. Tulinchek under center. Some movement from Struess and a pitch to Lodge. And, that was a beautiful tackle by number 33 on the defense. That is Alex Job.
Alex Joe doing a fantastic job. He saw that toss sweep earlier, and you could tell he got that quick jump off the ball, was able to seek it out. That is, that's a big play. And now all of a sudden it's, 3rd and long after a bit of a sluggish start on special teams for Bagley.
Well, and that too with actually Ethan Lodge losing a couple yards, so actually losing about 3 yards on that one. And so now the Pine River-Backus Tigers are going to have to look for some longer range options with, it looks like Rugroden's out right now. Tulinchek still under center though, and the snap, he's looking. He's got time, and the throw to Struess is caught, and he's going to go for a first down.
Beautiful throw by Irvin Tulinchek. Right in the ball placement, and you saw that route by Struess, and his size, we know what he can do at the tight end position. Had a touchdown last week, and his size, that's just an advantage over all that. Was able to make that in-route toward that out route towards the sideline, was able to stretch out, and Irvin put a ball where only he could get it. And, that's how you get it started for PRB, is how can you convert on 3rd downs. Beautiful play call and beautiful throw by Tulinchek.
Yeah, and you're looking at about 10 yards on that pass right there from Tulinchek, which is a great way to start this offense and get some rhythm going. So Tulinchek under center again. The handoff to Lodge, and he's getting no gain on that play, and that was on the 40-yard line. So now the Pine River-Backus Tigers are looking at a 2 and 10 situation, and they've stopped. The Bagley Flyers have stopped the Pine River-Backus run option so far.
Oh, and you're seeing it. That's the game plan. You take away your best players, take away their ability to what they can do, on the explosive on the offensive side, and you're able to see it there. Another great read by the linebackers, and they were able to get there quick. And now all of a sudden, we're gonna have to see if Irvin Tulinchek, what he can do in the passing game, as he is in the shotgun.
Yeah, and so now Tulinchek, the snap, he's looking. 2nd and 10, he's rolling out, and it looked like he's rolling, and he's going off on the far side. And he's going to lose I would say he's going to lose about 4 yards on that one.
And that's a coverage sack is what we call it. And, as we saw with PRB, they were running the 4 verts, just running players straight down the field, trying to beat them with the speed. But it looked like that Bagley was playing potentially the nickel, having that extra corner out there. And they were able to keep him in those deep safeties in the zone. And that was a great defensive setup for Bagley. And now it's 3rd and long after the sack.
So Tulinchek getting sacked and pushing it. And now the Bagley Flyers have put the Tigers back about 4 yards onto the 43. So it's going to be a 3rd and 14 situation. Tulinchek losing about 4 yards on that one after that sack. So we got in the backfield right now. We got Ethan Lodge and also Chance. It should be Chance Abraham. Rugroden out. And it's a screen to number 32. Number 32 on the offense for Pine River-Backus. That's Eli Abraham. And it was a short gain of about 3 yards. And so now the Pine River-Backus Tigers are right where they started, and it's 4th down.
Yeah, and that was a great read, fantastic read by Logan Broughton with the tackle, and he is getting hyped after that big play, and it looks like they're lining up to punt, but that's exactly what you want from Bagley. Bend but don't break after that disaster on special teams. Read that screen like a book.
And back to punt is Corbin Knapp. And the punt Going to number 33, Alex Job. He's going to fair catch it on the 15-yard line in Bagley territory.
Now we'll see what Bagley has going for him. I mean, defensively, they made their stand, and, you know, they were able to fly to the football, were able to fly to it quickly. And now all of a sudden, you know, Bagley, I mean, you got to build that momentum when, you know, you're on the road, and they got it right now going for him right now.
Yeah, so the Pine River-Backus Tigers off to a struggling start. This is not what we saw from them from the Walker game either. Pine River-Backus came out firing. They got a sack fumble recovery right away. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers, it looks like they were going to start out that way with that almost that onside kick kind of sort of. But now the Pine River-Backus Tigers have got to find their rhythm right now.
We know how physical the defensive line can be for PRB, so first drive for Bagley.
And that one's going to go to Job on the 15. He's going to go for
Looks like about
4 yards.
2, maybe 3.
4 yard gain on the play.
Looks like 4. Yep, 4 yards on the play.
Second and 6.
So this is so Schermerhorn is that quarterback. The Schermerhorn looks like they're going to do almost a no huddle, and they're going to be. He's still under center, and it's going to be to Job, and he's going to get a first down, or it's going to be close on the first down.
Looks like just short of a yard, but, you know, we talked to Coach DeMars in the pregame show. We talked about that up-tempo pace for, you know, Bagley, and that they want to be quick on getting rotations in and adjusting to what they see in the formation. And, you know, Bagley, it's a third and very manageable, 3rd and 1.
Yes. So 3rd and 1 right now on the 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 on the 24-yard line. And so right now, Job has got 2 carries for about 8 yards, so he's really pushing those. He's really pushing the Flyers forward. Pine River-Backus Tigers trying to bring up some positivity right now. Schermerhorn under center in the backfield. You have, and that's going to go to number 20 on.
Like Job again with the carry, just bulldozing through.
Yes. No, that was Broughton, and he's going to go for about 3 yards on that one. So now they're sitting at about the 28-yard line.
You know, that's not really any complicated run style. It's just bulldozing up the middle, letting your offensive line go to work. I mean, this is a pretty experienced offensive line with a couple seniors and juniors in there, and they're flexing their muscle right now.
Oh, for sure. So Schermerhorn under center. That's going to go to number 11. That's going to go to number 11, Nelson, and that's going to be a yard. That's going to be a no gain on the. And that's going to be a good job by Corbin Knapp, making sure that they don't get on that outside.
And, you know, we talk about the defensive line for Pine River. It all started with that. They were able to, you know, penetrate early in that one, was able to seek out the ball. And it looks like that we do have a penalty for a false start, but it was declined.
Which, so 2nd and 10 for the Bagley Flyers right now. Right in the backfield, you have number 33, Job. You got number 20, Broden. And then also, I can't see who's off on that far side. That's number 11, Nelson. Now a little bit of movement. Schermerhorn coming back in. The only person in the backfield right now is number 11, Nelson. It is 2nd and 12, and it's going to go to Nelson, and he's going to get stopped for – he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage, so he's only going to gain about 2 yards. So Nelson, his 2nd carry of the night, first one for a no gain. Now on this one, he's looking at about 2 yards.
See, we have drawn up here, and that's one big thing when you're on the road playing a tough team for PRB that has a lot of aspirations for this season. You know, penalties. Can't get into penalty trouble. You know, don't have those, you know, plays, those you know, silly things that can be fixed, like a false start. Don't have that kill your drive, because you're going to need every yard you can get against a very physical, you know, team that seeks to the ball very quick. I mean, a very good Pine River, a very experienced Tigers football team.
For sure. So 3rd and 11 on the 28. Schermerhorn under center. The only person in the backfield is Nelson. Schermerhorn's looking to throw, and the pocket's collapsing, but he escapes. And he
Silverhorn
gets
keeps the ball.
tackled right there by number 81, Ryan Struess, for about a yard.
Tackled by
Looks like
Ryan
Coda Thompson may have been open. Oh, we do have an injury for PRB.
Timeout on the field.
So Schermerhorn on that one, he's going to get about a yard, and that's his first situation of the night where he had to actually come out of the pocket.
It looks like we do have an injury for PRB.
So Zeke Zwart is out. He's the one who's injured on the field right now.
Boy, if you're the Tigers, you cannot have these injuries early in the game, especially on the defensive side. As Bagley, we're seeing them right away. They are being physical, being aggressive, really going at this this aggressive Pine River-Backus front seven.
Well, and Coach Brandon Schweigel talked about that in the pregame. He said, well, he talked about he doesn't feel like the best football that they played against Monaga. And he said, we need to go out there and get more intensity. We have to go out there and get more just drive in our game. We have to get some more up-tempo play, and that's what I'm seeing here tonight. More intensity. They didn't make it far down the field as the Tigers, but I don't really see that as a loss for them. I see this as Brandon Schweigel really pushing these Bagley Flyers to be more than they were against Monaga.
Absolutely, and good news for the Tigers. Zwart is up and walking off the field, hobbling a little bit, but he is up and off the field, so that's good news to say that he was able to get up.
So right now back for the punt is going to be number 33, Job, and back for the Pine River-Backus Tigers is Tulinchek and Lodge. Some movement with Schermerhorn and Nelson. And the punt, which is a good punt to Tulinchek, and he doesn't fair catch. And he's going, and his catch was on the 40, and he makes it about 7-ish yards.
I tell you what, I don't know. Having your quarterback returning punts, it's makes you sweat a little bit if you're a coach.
Yes.
But you know what? He's able to get some good yardage there. And, we know with PRB that defensively they're going to keep him in games. They're going to, same thing with like Bagley on that last drive, bend but don't break. And, seeing how they're going to try and get Ethan Lodge involved. Because if you can get him involved and he can get the ball, put the ball in his hands, he's going to make something happen.
Oh, for sure. So the Pine River-Backus Tigers right now, 1st and 10 on the 48-yard line. So Tulinchek, so he's got Rugroden, and I can't tell who the other wide receiver is. It's such a terrible angle. That's Baron Milham, but it goes to Lodge, and he finds a hole, and he's going to go for about 4 yards.
Good job by Ethan Lodge. He went to that right side but didn't see anything as there was penetration by the defensive end, but was able to make that cut as he saw a hole. As that right side of the offensive line was able to make a gaping hole for him. He was able to get some positive yards out of it.
So he went. So Ethan Lodge went about. They're claiming that he went about actually 4 yards. So right now, second and 7 on the 49-yard line for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. In the backfield right now is going to be Eli Abraham and Ethan Lodge in a pitch, and he finds a hole, and he's still going. He's still on his feet, and he's going, and he's going to get knocked out at the. He's going to get knocked out at the 30.
That is a Tiger.
And there's another injury on the field, but he's also going to get stopped at the 35-yard line.
So we have the injury for Bagley, but that was a fantastic run by Lodge. That great second effort. Bad angles by Bagley, though. Kind of lazy tackling in the effort. But Ethan Lodge was able to make the most. He was able to turn up on the sideline, cut up field, and even get a stiff arm in there. But we'll await the injury here.
And Ethan Lodge on that drive went about 10 yards on that one. So that's really good to see that from Pine River-Backus right now.
And with Ethan Lodge, it was a bit of a slow start, but once you kind of get that one big run, kind of build your confidence a little bit, it can do absolute wonders to get the game rolling. But for Bagley, didn't quite see who the number was if who got hurt, but
and the thing about it too, we've talked about this up here, is that the angle for the press box being up here is so difficult especially when you're sitting they got the ball at the 50-yard line trying to see the backs of players. Holy cow, yeah, I wouldn't bet my life on trying to say who the wideouts are tonight.
No. As they are still attending to him as
But
with injuries for this young Bagley team, I mean, you don't want to see injuries. We've seen a couple of players really kind of get roughened up, and we kind of expected this physical game from both teams, and you just hope that players do it safely and no one gets too seriously hurt. It's like they're tending to that ankle, that left ankle.
Well, and what we've seen so far from the Bagley Flyers is just a heart that Brandon Schweigel, like I already talked about. So that's number 20 on the Bagley Flyers. That's Broden, which is a loss for them because what we've been seeing is a lot of running backs in the backfield and a lot of deception. So with Nelson, Broden, and Job, and to lose him is difficult.
Oh, and then that's the thing, too, is, when you have a game plan, you don't want to lose players that can really affect that game plan. I mean, you never want to lose a player. I mean, it's tough on the team. You hope that he's okay, as it looks like he is hobbling off, and it doesn't look good, but we are glad that he's able to walk up and, at least get up and get to the sideline. But that is a big loss for Bagley if it's potentially if it potentially takes him out for the game. We'll have to wait and see as, he's one of those, power backs in this Bagley lineup. And he's a threat in the passing game as well. Was able to get a big touchdown pass in that game against Monaga. As we're going to have to see how Bagley adjusts. But right now it's going to be 1st and 10 after the Ethan Lodge 10-yard run.
Yeah, and so Pine River-Backus Tigers sitting pretty, I would say the Pine River-Backus Tigers, even though the score is 0-0, they've been making some great plays. Same with the Bagley Flyers, and there's 4:12 left to go in this game. And if you told me that this game would be scoreless by now, I would have said you're crazy.
And it's still early, 4:12 left to go in the first quarter, and it's sometimes these games can be a big feeling out process.
For sure.
A little bit of a slow start, even when you're kind of playing a team that may not be kind of even. Sometimes it's just feeling it out and then taking advantage of that period.
So we got Rule and also Abraham in the backfield. Tulinchek under center. He's looking to try to go to Milham, and he throws, and it's a good throw. And no flag on the play. So Tulinchek's pass is going to be incomplete. But I thought it was a little, we talked about this in the WHA game, and Noah, you'll be able to attest to this, is that Tulinchek's throws feel like they've been underthrown a little bit.
And that was another underthrown ball. I mean, I know the Coach DeMars wanted the flag, but that was a really good job by the safety of just tracking back, looking for that ball. I mean, it's close, but, he puts a little bit more power on that throw. I mean, that's an easy touchdown. He was able to beat that safety on that go route.
Yeah, so we're going to see, it looks like Milham and Rugroden are out on the right side, and it's Abraham and Rule back. Tulinchek to Rule. He's finding a hole, but it does not get him that far, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 on this next drive.
Looks like Elias LaFon was able to get there for Bagley leading the charges, and they're doing a very good job of getting those gaps, but the Pine River offensive line not really getting to that second level very well. I don't know if they're just missing an extra linebacker, in the box, but they are not getting out there quick, and it's leading to these open holes for the Bagley defense, as they haven't really been able to get anything going on the attack or on the run game.
Oh, for sure. So we're looking at 3 and 10 right now. 3:30 left to play. Ball on the 34-yard line, and it looks like Tulinchek is going to be back by Abraham, and then it's going to be Baron Milham, Sushi Rugroden, and Ryan Struess. He's looking. And he's looking to run, but he's going to throw one foot in, and it's wide open to Rugroden, and touchdown, Tigers! And that's going to be a 34-yard passing play for Irvin Tulinchek, and a just wide open Ethan Rugroden.
And that was just broken coverage right there, is that design rollout. What you do when you have that design rollout is you're going to try and get those linebackers to bite. Try and get them to go to Irvin Tulinchek, as they know that he has that explosive ability with his legs. And, safety came up, and there was just a lapse of coverage in the secondary, wide open for Rugroden, who was able to get an easy touchdown.
So the point after now, and they are actually going to kick it, and it's going to be number 65, Jackson Jadusky, and it's just...
Yes, this kick is no good.
And it's going to be a no good on that point after.
6-0 over the Flyers.
So Pine River-Backus Tigers 6-0 on the Bagley Flyers. 3:09 left to go here in the first quarter, and we'll be back here shortly. Yeah. Okay.
is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin.
For the Tigers.
And we're going to see right now if the Pine River-Backus Tigers can pull off something like they did in that first initial kickoff, and it's going to be Cole Burrell, and it's going to be caught by number 4 for the Bagley Flyers, LaFond, and they're going to take over at the 35.
Much wise decision after that less than what you would want on the first kickoff. But, and for Pine River-Backus, they were able to score on that drive, and 3:09 left to go, 6-0 PRB with the lead. I mean, Tulinchik, again, the ball was a little underthrown, but, I mean, you'll take it when you're wide open. I mean, you can make those plays all day long. But, like you said, it's part of that kind of misdirection that they can do with so many athletes that the Tigers have. I mean, it really makes defenses guess. And, we've seen Bagley run the ball well in that first drive. And let's see what they have going on their second drive here.
So now in for the Bagley offense is going to be number 9, Mason Erickson, after the injury to Brotein, and number 11 is going to be number 11 Nelson, and he's going to make it. He's gonna get a no gain on that play, making it 2 and 10.
Might have lost a couple of yards, it seemed, but yeah, it looks like he may have lost half of a yard. But yeah, 2nd and 10.
So 2nd and 10 on the 35-yard line. Pine River-Backus Tigers looking for a stop here to extend the lead. So it's going to be Shermahorn, number 11 Nelson. Number 33 in motion is going to be Job, and it's going to go to him. And he's looking to try to find a hole, and he's going to get a whole lot of nothing and lose about 2 yards.
Great read by the Pine River-Backus defense. That defensive line was able to really, because when you're running that sweep, I mean, the offensive line, the guards, usually you want to have them sweep out, get those up the field blocks. But when you get that penetration from the defensive line, able to slow them down, that's what happened. That's what led to that TFL.
So, Pine River-Backus Tigers looking at a 3rd and 13 opportunity here with the Bagley Flyers still in their own field with 32 on the 32nd yard line. So Shermahorn going under center in the backfield is going to be Nelson. Some motion, but he's finding a hole, and he might not get anywhere either, and that's going to be a stop of no gain. Maybe even a loss. And it looks like he might have got pushed back to the 31. Oh, the 30.
I tell you what, with the offensive line, I don't know what they missed, but it didn't seem that they may have sent the blitz on that one, but that was just great penetration. I mean, they were able to just rip through, Pine River-Backus defense, PRB's defensive line, able to get through, and you have to play better on the offensive line. It's been kind of like that for Shermahorn dropping back to pass, and when you go up against a high-scoring team, you have to get the pass game going. They have to be better in that next drive.
So Job to punt in the backfield right now is going to be Tulinchek, and he's not going to fair catch, and he's looking to go. And he's going to get it at the 35, and he's got it to the 40. He breaks another tackle, and he's going to get stopped a little bit. He's going to get stopped at the 46-yard line.
I still don't like it. Makes me a little nervous seeing the quarterback run out, but shifty. I mean, that's a shifty return. Was able to cut back to that right side and get a few extra yards. Yeah,
so now Pine River-Backus Tigers 1st and 10 on the 47-yard line, and they want to capitalize, and they've stopped the Bagley offense with multiple no-game plays. So Pine River-Backus Tigers are really looking to get past the 50-yard line and make it to the end zone. Let's see what they are going to do here. So it's going to be Tulinchek, looking to go under center. It's also Baron Milham, Ethan Rugroden, and then Struess is out wide. And it's going to be him under center, and it's going to just go straight to Lodge, and he's going to gain about 6 yards.
Ethan Lodge, who's a shifty athlete. I mean, we saw in the last game, he's not afraid to, lower the shoulder, get a little aggressive on the run, but, positive yardage there, and that's just, we're going to start seeing the bread and butter of PRB with that, with that running attack. It's going to set up some play action, as we saw, and, it's, they got weapons all over the place, and it's hard to stop.
100%. So we're looking at 2nd and 4 on the 48-yard line. The time is ticking down. They got 17 seconds to run a play, and it looks like they're going to throw it. Back in the shotgun is going to be Tulinchek. Out wide is going to be Milham and Rugroad, and they're going to go it looked like it was going to go right into the breadbasket of Ryan Struess, but it gets knocked down by the Bagley Flyers defense.
Ryan Struess was running that curl route, just trying to get that quick first down before the end of the quarter, but fantastic read by Job there to really step up there. He's playing that zone coverage, or playing the curl flats over on that side. Was able to deflect the ball and get get a big stop on the passing. Now it's 3rd down.
3rd and 4 on the 48, and it's going to be 7.4 seconds, seeing if the Pine River-Backus Tigers can get a playoff here before the end of the first quarter. It's going to be Milham, Rugroden, and then Struess out wide. In the backfield, it's going to be Abraham, and in the shotgun, Tulinchek. He's looking to throw, and it's looking like he's going to go a go route with Struess, and he's there, but oh my goodness. Let's see what there's going to be no flag, and that is going to be an incomplete on Tulinchek.
And it looks like that was an adjusted route by Struess. I mean, he ran that same route actually, but they were on top of that again, so tried to break out for that route or for the deep ball. But I mean, that was close. I mean, we've seen a couple of those plays. Sometimes you like to see the referees just let him play. Yeah, 100%. But it looked like he did turn his head back in time, and a little bit of hand fighting there. But sometimes you like to see that letting him play. I mean, not if you're the the coach that wants the PI call, but you like to see him letting him play. But that's a good defensive stop by Bagley.
So Corbin Knapp back to punt 4th and 4 on the 48, and it's only 0.6 seconds. So Knapp to go, and it's going to be a short one, and it's going to go out at about the 15-yard line. So right now, 6-0 Pine River-Backus Tigers lead. We're going to the 2nd quarter, and we will be back here in a quick second and get you some more football here on the Friday Night Lights.
Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd, online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the stone hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community. Making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
And welcome back. We're going to start the 2nd quarter here on your live broadcast here at the Pine River-Backus in Pine River-Backus. So let's see what Bagley Flyers has got the ball after a very last-second punt, and that's going to go Schermerhorn to Nelson, and he's going to get stopped with about 2 yards, and that would be a second. It was 2nd and 10 on the 16-yard line. Now it's 2nd and 8 on the 18.
2nd and 8 for the Flyers.
So that's going to be Nelson. He's going to go for 2 yards on that carry.
Nelson, who we expected to be a key player in this game. Bit of a slow start, only 2 total rushing yards on 4 carries for what I have for Nelson. And, they want to get him involved, especially with that injury to Broughton. We're going to see how involved he can get.
So some motion in the backfield. It's going to go Schermerhorn. It's going to go to Job, and he's going to punch for a yard, and it would have been 2nd and 8. 2nd and 8 on the 19-yard line. Now it's going to be 3rd and 5 on the 21.
Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Flyers.
So Schermerhorn with Nelson and Job in the backfield. Out wide right now for the Bagley offense is going to be Thompson. And we got a flag here.
Looks to be a false start.
So official signals offside against the Flyers.
So offsides, first penalty of the night. Well, actually, it's not. It's like the second of the night.
For the Flyers.
Yep, looks like the second penalty. Second penalty of the night for the Bagley Flyers. That's their second false start of this game.
Yeah, shoot. Well, let's see what they're going to do now. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 on the 16-yard line. Schermerhorn under center with Job and Nelson in the backfield. Some motion, and it's going to be another false start. And that's looking like it's going to be on number 1, Coda Thompson.
Talked about he can't have these penalties that are fixable. I mean, even just that little bit of jump, I mean, they're going to get you for that. And, when you go up against a tough defense, you want to be aggressive off the ball. Whenever you're playing offense, you want to be aggressive off the ball. And sometimes it's going to get you, and that's now their third penalty, their third false start.
So it's 3rd and 15 on the 11-yard line. Schermerhorn under center with Thompson and Thompson out wide, or Thompson with that movement in the backfield, and they're going to call another false start.
Penalty on the play.
So it's going to be on number 1, Thompson again, and he's looking over at the official saying, "What am I doing? What am I doing wrong?"
They're going to get you. I mean, they're going to get you for that quick little jump. I mean, he did. You could see it. I mean, even just that little bit of movement. I mean, they're going to call that. And if you're Coach Schwagel, I mean, gosh, 3 straight false start penalties. I mean, what looked like to be 3rd and manageable. I mean, now it's 3rd and 20, pinned back in your own end zone.
So it's going to be 3rd and 20, ball in the 6th. And it's going to be Schermerhorn, the same format as we've seen. Schermerhorn's going to have to throw this one, and he's going to get it thrown away just in time, incomplete, before a sack by Struess.
Well, Struess was just almost getting the sack as Schermerhorn was just able to get rid of that. And, you have to just scrap that drive. You have to keep moving forward. I mean, they're still in this game, but just chalk it up to penalties. And, again, the offensive line seems to still be missing these reads on the defensive line and with the linebackers. So it's something they got to fix up if they even want any chance of moving the ball.
100%. So 4th and 20 on the 6-yard line. Job with the punt. Good punt, but it's going to still be great field position for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. It's going to be Tulinchek. He got it at about the 47, and he's going to go. And he's going to keep going. And he's going to go out at about the 13-yard line.
By Irvin Tulinchek. Alex Job on the tackle.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. And it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 15. Noah, how's this? What does Bagley got to do right now to get their offense back into a rhythm?
Well, and I've mentioned, I mean, you can't have those silly penalties happen. I mean, I know you want to be aggressive, and you can tell that they want to play aggressive from their first drive. You can see that, but you got to stay disciplined. It's really all it comes down to, and they need to figure out something on the offensive line, where these blitzers are coming from, who's picking up who. That interior offensive line, I mean, they don't even know they don't really know what's happening right now with these different packages from the PRB defense.
And some bad news, Broteen looks like he's getting carted off the field right now from that ankle injury. So bad news for the Bagley Flyers. But Tulinchek under center, he's going to go to Lodge, and Lodge is going to he's going to try to keep going, but he's going to only gain about a half yard on that one, and it's going to be 1st and still 10 on the 15.
Got to give credit to Bagley's defense. They're keeping them in this game, and the defense for the defensive line for Bagley also being aggressive out there. You can tell that Bagley, they've come with a purpose. I mean, they came ready to play. I mean, this is bad. It's tough field position for Bagley in this situation, but it's bend but don't break. Sometimes it's as simple as that, and you can build that momentum.
Yeah, so it's going to be number 80, Baron Milham out wide. In the backfield right now, it's going to be number 44, which I'm pretty sure we talked about, is Corbin Knapp is in the back with some power eye. And then it's going to be Abraham and then Lodge, and a false start.
Flag on the play.
These teams are, you can tell these teams are just excited to put the pads on each other. You can tell with all these false starts, it's been the only penalties that we've seen. Or excuse me, it looks like it's a offsides actually.
But either way, 5th penalty so far tonight.
4th of the quarter, early in this quarter.
Yes. Ooh. So it's going to be 2nd and 4 on the 9-yard line, and it's going to be Tulinchek. Still going to go under center, and it's going to be Knapp, Abraham, and then Lodge, and he's going to go to Lodge, and Lodge is going to go, and it's going to be I see a flag on a play, but he's going to get about 4 yards, or no, he's going to be close to a first down. So he's going to gain more of about 7 yards, so it should be, no. Oh my goodness, I'm crazy. Oh, never mind. Well, we're moving it back anyways.
Official signals
Holding on the offense, and you can see that. I thought that might have been the left tackle who got the hold there on that reach when he's trying to get that outside edge on the defender. It looks like he just got a little too handsy with that. And, you know, it's for PRB. I mean, only their first penalty of the game. I mean, they've been well disciplined, but now it makes it for a tough, tough second and long. And you want to take advantage of this field position.
So Pine River-Backus Tigers into a tough position, 2nd and 14 on the 19. And it's going to be Milham out wide, and in the backfield still Corbin Knapp, Eli, Abraham, and Ethan Lodge. Under center goes Tulinchek. Lodge is going to find a hole, and he's going to get some yards on that one, and he's going to gain of about 4 yards.
Gain of 6 on the play brings up a 3rd and 8 for the Tigers.
So 3rd and 8, Pine River-Backus Tigers, ball on the 13-yard line. And I agree, though, one of the biggest things right now that's holding back these Flyers is the penalties, the false starts, the offsides. And if you got to think, this drive could have been really good for the Bagley Flyers, but it comes back into some great field position for the Pine River-Backus Tigers. So Tulinchek under center again. He's looking to throw. Oh, Struess was wide open, and it's going to go to Corbin Knapp, and he's going to stay in bounds. Oh, and just tiptoe out, and he's going to gain about all those 8 yards that the Pine River-Backus Tigers need for that first down.
Looks like they're marking him a couple of yards short, 4th and 2. But, man, threading the needle on Tulinchek. I will say this, about Tulinchek. We've talked about, kind of underthrowing that ball in the deep pass. But, I mean, I tell you what, within the numbers, within 10 yards and in, I mean, he's got that great accuracy. Another great ball towards the sideline, only where he could get it. And, 4th and manageable all of a sudden.
100%. So 4th and 2, ball on the 7-yard line. Knapp with his first reception of the night getting 6 yards. And it's going to be the same format that we've seen, the same plays. And it's going to be Tulinchek. He drops the ball, but he's still got it, and he's going to try to roll in, and he's going to gain about a yard, but a little too short here in the red zone.
It's going to be close.
That gain was good enough.
And they are going to give it to him and give him the first down, first and goal.
So Tulinchek doing a great job of staying calm under pressure and getting the 2 yards that the Pine River-Backus Tigers need to get that first down.
And you know what, Tulinchek, they're in good hands with him at quarterback. I mean, he's composed. I mean, you dropped the ball, didn't panic, knew what he needed to do, watched the play develop, and, we're seeing him throw the ball again well here today, already with a touchdown, and, it's looking good for him right now with a 7:09 left to go in the half.
So, first down in the red zone, ball on the 4, if you're wondering from the angle. So we still got Knapp, Abraham, and Lodge with Tulinchek under center. He's going to go to Lodge, which is a smart choice, and it's looking like he's in there. And a touchdown for Pine River-Backus.
And you never want to overcomplicate it in the goal line. That's where you have your big boys go to work, and they had a gaping hole for Ethan Lodge. And now PRB, we saw this against Walker. I mean, they had a kind of a slow start. I mean, they were able to move the ball. But, once they get that ball rolling offensively, they're going to be hard to stop, and you're starting to feel that momentum shift a little bit here about halfway through the quarter.
Mm-hmm. So you're looking at, right now, it's 12-0. Pine River-Backus Tigers tried a point after the first time, but it looks like they're not going to do that again, and it looks like they're going to try to convert for 2. So Tulinchek under center, and the snap. He's looking for Lodge again, and he's going to get stopped short. But it was a very close.
After the score, your PRB Tigers lead
Well, this is a good game so far. I'm really enjoying this one.
And it's what we expected. I mean, we knew that PRB going into this was coming in with a lot of momentum against Walker. We knew that. We knew Bagley, kind of different end of the spectrum for them. But we knew that these teams would come ready to play. It's two rivals, even though they're not. It's sometimes always funny with like a rivalry game in high school football. I mean, obviously you have your hometown rivalries, you're close by, but for the teams that play each other every single year, you get familiar with their playing style, you get familiar with the roster, and you get a physical game. You get two teams that want to play, and for Bagley, I mean, with a young roster and they're trying to get better and better. I mean, Coach Schwegel, I mean, he's probably got to be feeling a little. Feeling a little, not pressure, but he kind of wants that win against his old coach, right?
Oh, 100%. And some other things going around the Minnesota State High School League right now. We got some really good games going on. So DGF versus Pequot, they're up by 14. CI is leading Mesabi East 6-0 at the end of the first. And also Aiken is 30-0 over Pine City after the first. So we got a pretty good game going here. So I don't want you to turn away from this one because it's going to keep getting better. So Cole Burrell, after his first official kick of the year, which was an interesting one to say the least, he's going to go again. And it's going to be a short one yet again to number 9, Erickson. But he's going to go for it. And that was a good hit. And they're going to stop. They're going to stop him at the 38.
I mean, all that for no gain with that. But hey, you can tell. Like I said, they are aggressive. They are ready to play. They're excited, and you like to see a little bit of that thud. I mean, you want to see them play safe, but you love to see that little bit of thud every now and then.
Oh, 100%. Oh my.
And for, Bagley, they got to come in with this drive with a little bit, they got to come in, more disciplined. On that last drive alone, 3 penalties, 3 straight false starts on them, just on that last drive alone. And, with the offensive line, you have to make those adjustments on the fly with them. We're going to see what they have focused up. I mean, trying to establish the run, and, with the injury to Broughton, in this game, I mean, that's big. And we're going to have to see how the rest of these guys can carry the torch here. And there's still time to get back in this game with 6:46 left in the half.
So 1st and 10 on the 38. Schmierhorn is going to go, and he's going to do a designed quarterback run, and he's going to go for about 2 horns, Schermerhorn. So they're going to be looking at 2nd and 7 on the 41-yard line.
Flyers will have 2nd and 7.
So Cole Burrell looking out. Abraham looking like he's got some helmet issues. But I'm seeing this, which was odd to me, is that the Bagley Flyers actually took a huddle. But a huddle to kind of slow this pace of play, which is interesting when Brandon Schweigel said they got to keep going. They got to go fast. So it's going to be 2nd and 7. And it's going to go to Job, and he's still in the backfield, hasn't made some yardage yet, and he'll get about probably about 4 to 5 yards on that one. And it's going to go 3rd and 4 from
Flyers have 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4 on the 44-yard line.
I mean, no rusher on this team for Bagley with double digits yet, but slowly but surely, sometimes that's all it takes, 4 yards per carry. If you're on pace for that all game, you're going to get first downs. And, 3rd and manageable, 3rd and 4.
And so it's going to be we got a stoppage, and it's going to be a timeout here by the Bagley Flyers. And 5:53 left to go here in the second quarter. When we come back, it's going to be 3rd and 4.
Get 4.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Shrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Shrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Shrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Shrupp Excavating LLC, online at shruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least.
And we're back. Bagley Flyers taking a timeout. 5:53 left to go. 3rd and 4 on the 44th. Schmierhorn is looking, and it's going to Job, and he's going to gain about a yard. So that's Job's actually first reception of the night.
First completion of the night.
First completion. So, and it's interesting because he got 2 receptions for 147 yards that last game in Monaga, which is really interesting to see.
Well, and that was a couple of those big plays that Bagley had, and we talked to Coach Schwagel in the pregame. You know, they need to work on the little things. I mean, the big play isn't always going to be there. Work on the things that, are going to keep you consistent on offense, things that are going to, be efficient moving the football, and it looks like we're going to take another timeout.
Yeah, so another timeout. 12-0, Pine River-Backus Tigers leading when we come back with 5:06 left to play in the second quarter.
You up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the stone hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes.
And welcome back. 5:06, 12. Tigers up by 12. Let's see what they can do. And it's going to be Schmierhorn under center, and he's going to give it to number 11, Nelson, with a big play. And it's going to gain them about 5 yards, and it's going to for sure be a Bagley first down.
And that's what you want. That's the sustainability on a drive. And now they're going no huddle. They got Pine River right where they want them. See what they can do here. They got something going here.
Pine River-Backus, or Bagley Flyers, 1st and 10 on the 50. Let's see what they're going to do. So Schmierhorn going to Nelson, and he's going to gain. And he's going to gain about 4 yards. Now they're looking like a different team on offense.
And sometimes it's all it takes. You just start to get a little bit of momentum play by play, getting those 4 yards per carry as I talked about, and all of a sudden they're in prime position here. They got something going here. Like I said, plenty of time to get back in this game.
So 2nd and 6 on the 46-yard line. Schmierhorn going to go back to Nelson, and he's going to gain – he's going to not even – maybe a half yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 6 on the 46-yard line. Let's see what they're going to do.
It's like Struess getting in – or excuse me, that it is getting involved in that tackle. It looks like it might have been Struess on the tackle there, but
I don't know what's going on the sideline here. It looks like maybe Brian Schultz is getting upset with maybe Brandon Schwagel. It looks like he said, hey, let's tone it down a little bit. Let's calm it down. Because the last thing, this is one of the best drives that Bagley has put on to, like, consistent drive. And the last thing you want is an unsportsmanlike conduct to push you back 15 yards.
You can tell the coaches want a little bit too. you love to see the aggression, but like you said, that's a good point. Can't have has something like that happen, especially when your team has something going on this drive here.
Schmierhorn is. Wait a minute. Is that going to be Thompson under center? That's Thompson under center, and it's going to be a big play for the Bagley Flyers to get 6 yards, and that is going to be number 30. I can't tell you. Has it 33? Job.
Thompson hands off to Alex Job.
It looks like that's going to move the chains. And
now
now the Bagley Flyers, because now they're starting to get those big chunk plays. And we saw Job, his longest run of the afternoon, or the evening, I should say.
So it's interesting. So Schmiederhorn back in, and it's going to be a throw, and it's going to be too far, and that would have been a beautiful play and about 40 yards there of pure offense for the Bagley Flyers.
So it might have been Coda Thompson with the intended receiver. He got his man. I mean, you want that one-on-one. He was able to just kind of get him with that speed on the sideline there, but just missed him. I mean, it was right there. I mean, the idea was there. Just overthrew him a little bit, but that would have been an easy touchdown for Bagley. Missed opportunity.
Well, and now you're starting to see, Noah, you're starting to see a little bit of that deception, too, throwing in Thompson under center. Schmiederhorn is going to go to Job. It's going to be 2nd and 10 on the 40, but he's going to get stopped, and it's going to be 3 and 10 on the 40 now.
Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Flyers.
I was wrong. It was a gain of 2. My fault. 3 and 8 on the 38-yard line.
Well, we've seen Bagley break off a couple big runs in this drive, so, I mean, it seems capable. But when you get momentum going, it just can't have those big-time plays. I mean, the offensive line's got to hold up here as they're going to need a long 8 yards.
So Schmiederhorn under center. It's going to be 3 and 8. And it's going to be a pass, and it's going to be to Job, and it's not going to happen. Incomplete.
Looks like he was just going for that out route for the running back, or just that swing pass. Not quite a screen, but just trying to see if they can get something, make 4th down more manageable. I mean, we'll see what they do. I would expect them to go for it here, as, you wanted to get something going in this quarter, or at the end of the half here. But it's, PRB with the 5. Looks like they got 5 guys rushing the quarterback on these plays. I mean, it's a lot to handle for the offensive line right now.
Well, and the thing, too, is it's looking like there's going to be a timeout called. But either way, Pine River-Backus Tigers, they have such great runners. In Ethan Lodge and in Tulinchek, where if they punt it, if the Flyers punt it, they're probably going to be able to get back to where they were originally. So why not try to go for it and maybe even get a 1st down to end out your second quarter?
Well, and you're in this game. I mean, and, going into this game, we knew that PRB was going to play tough, but you're in this game. You got to find something that's going to get you momentum heading into the locker room. I mean, we've seen them, like you've said. I mean, now they're really starting to get the ball rolling here offensively, getting some big drives, offensive line opening up holes in the middle there. And you want to, see something as a coach, even if it's just playing the field position, something that they can build off of. I mean, it's only 12-0 right now, 2:09 left to go in the first half of play. But a lot going for Bagley right now, and for PRB, it's kind of just been what they've been up to this point, is that the bend don't break style of play. I mean, they're applying great pressure. Linebackers are doing a good job at reading those holes, filling in those gaps. And even the secondary, minus that one intended receiver that got open. I mean, it's just they haven't really had a chance to really put the ball. I mean, in terms of actual throwing, I mean, it's only 1 for 3 for Schermerhorn, and it's only for the 1 yard. And if you can kind of get that element in, I mean, I think this is going to really open up the offense. But let's see what they have going on, what they have drawn up on 4th and 8. It looks like they are going to go for it.
Well, and it's going to be interesting. 4th and 8 on the 38-yard line. Schermerhorn is going to be looking at a real, this is going to be a hero moment here for him if he can make something happen. And Schermerhorn looking to pass, and it's going to be, he's hit, and it's not going to be roughly anywhere near, and a flag on the play.
I was going to say that might be roughing the passer. I can't say 100%, but he got decked on that play, and it is going to be roughing the passer, so automatic 1st down for the Bagley Flyers.
Yeah, so that's only, but in the in the scheme of things, it's going to be a first down for the Bagley Flyers. But that's Pine River-Backus' only second penalty of the night, comparatively speaking, to the Bagley Flyers.
Yeah, but that is a big penalty. I mean, it's going to be an automatic first down for Bagley, 15-yard penalty. So it's one of those things like you want to. In today's football, we know that they protect the quarterback, and that's at every single level, including high school football. And for Schermerhorn, I mean, oh my goodness, I mean, he had to just get rid of that ball, but was able to get the penalty. Was able to stay tough in that.
Well, and now this is going to be great for the Bagley Flyers. Schermerhorn's going to be under center. You have Nelson and Job, who are capable runners, but a fumble, and it gets kicked back. And luckily enough, Nelson is quick, and he gets there. But now you're back to the same spot.
And killing drives, little mistakes, and
it looks like Nelson is hobbling off the field now. Oofda. That is a big. You lose two of your power backs, like you said, in the backfield. Now what are you going to do?
Yeah, you're losing your workhorse running backs. Looks like Elias LaFond is going to be in the backfield now, covering for the injured Nelson. But, man, losing two of your starting backs is huge.
So it's going to be 2nd and 22, and it's going to be a throw, and it's going to Thompson, and it's batted away, but it's going to be incomplete. But it almost looks like Tulinchek had the ball.
Yeah, Tulinchek doing a good job at playing that deep coverage at safety. I mean, doing a fantastic job at filling in. I mean, it was an underthrown ball, but was able to step up to it and force the incompletion.
So Pine River-Backus Tigers trying to get a stop here. They got a very lucky snap mishap with Bagley to push them back to 3 and 22 on the 36-yard line. And it's going to be tough for Bagley right now. You just lost Nelson. He looks like he's getting back and getting better. But you also lost another power back in Broughton. And so now it's going to be tough, but I think Bagley's going to have a unique opportunity here. So Schermerhorn, he's looking, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Looking to go to Job, but the Tigers are pressuring the heck out of the Bagley Flyers.
And Chance Abraham with a prime opportunity to get that interception. Ball was thrown right to him, and actually was that route. It looks like they bumped into each other. That saved the interception. And, it's just he has no time to throw back there. It has been, tough for Schermerhorn to really get anything going as he's feeling pressure in his face almost every single play right now. And it's been it's been a struggle for them in the passing game, and you want to kind of get that going as now you have two running backs injured that you're going to expect, but they are going to punt here.
So it's going to be Job on the punt. It's going to be Tulinchek back, and it's flag thrown, and then also Lodge. But that one's looking like it's going to just dribble out at the 15-yard line, but I want to hear what this flag is. Let's hear. So false start on the offense, which is going to be. It's at this point. It's 1 minute and 11 seconds to play. You're 4th and 22. You're on the 36-yard line. So now they're going to repunt. It's going to give the Tigers more prime field advantage, but
4th and 27 for the Flyers.
So 4th and 27 on the 36 with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go before half. And we have a little bit of a stoppage, but okay. We still got to move back. Never mind. We never did that piece of it. So 4th and 27 on the 41-yard line, and it's going to be Job is going to be the punter. The only person back right now is Tulinchek, which I know it's scary.
I'm going to say it every single time until he returns one to the house.
So it looks like he's going to go. He got it at the 10, and he's going to shake a couple, but he's only going to get to about the 15-yard line.
And there's time, 1:01 left. I mean, we know that PRB can push the ball upfield with the passing attack. I mean, expect to see guys like Struess and Rugroding get open. I mean, we're going to have to see, and guys like Corbin Knapp. Actually, Struess, he does have the one catch here in this one, but so we want to see if they can get him more involved, that big body with that breakaway speed.
110%. So, minute 01, 12-0. 1st and 10, Pine River-Backus Tigers on their 18-yard line. And Tulinchek can throw. We know he can throw. We haven't seen the beautiful throws that we saw last year, but we still know he could sling the ball.
When he has wide receivers that make good adjustments, and if you can, like I said, with guys like Struess with that tall, athletic build who can make adjustments and really has a big mismatch for this team, I mean, I'm trying to look his way most of these plays here.
100%. So it's going to be Tulinchek. It's going to be some movement by Abraham, but it's just him moving up, and it's going to be then to Lodge, and it's just going to go right to Lodge, and he's going to see if he can get some yards. And he gets about 7 yards on that one. My fault. He's going to get about 6 yards. We're going to get a timeout here by Coach Tom DeMars. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers are leading 12-0, 54 seconds left. And we'll be back here in a short second.
Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRB Schools.
And welcome back. Pine River-Backus Tigers taking a timeout, 54 seconds left, 12-0. And like Noah and I were talking about, I didn't truly expect it to be 12-0 right now.
Yeah, like we've talked about it. I mean, Bagley came to play. I mean, it's just sustaining drives. I mean, with all the penalties that they've had, also with the injuries too, that has to be a bit of a factor. And I will say, we didn't know what the weather was going to do. It's actually a beautiful night here.
Excellent.
It ended up being beautiful. We're worried about a little bit of rain, and it's not affecting the play on the field, which is great. But God, the injuries for Bagley, I mean, it's tough to see, and going to have to change up their game plan in the second half, I would imagine.
110%. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 on the 26-yard line. It's going to be Tulinchek in the shotgun, and I'm looking for a good throw here, and he's looking to throw, and he does, and it goes, oh. And he was looking, and that's Brady Rule and that intended pass. And it looks like Brady Rule was ready to just catch and go, but he didn't get the ball right in his hands first.
And, those are mistakes that you're not going to see much from these Pine River wide receivers. I mean, they do a fantastic job at, pulling the ball in, making adjustments on the route, and a rare mistake that you're not going to see very often. And, 3rd down, this is a big, even without scoring a touchdown, this can be a big play for Bagley to build momentum in the second half.
110%. So we're looking at 3rd and 3 on the 26-yard line. Tulinchek's looking to throw again. And he's looking to throw. He's seen the action, and he sees it, and that's going to be Lodge on a beautiful throw. And he's breaking tackles. He's going to keep going. And he's going to make it to the 30-yard line.
That is the big play ability from the Tigers. That is the prettiest ball that you can throw for Urban Tulinchek. Right in between the defenders there, was able to lead his receiver. You could not have thrown a ball more perfect, and now all of a sudden Pine River's in business here.
Well, and that's 46 yards. And that is 46 yards of pure offense there for Tulinchek. And beautiful job by Ethan Lodge. And he's looking to throw again. 1st and 10. He's looking, the pocket's collapsing, but he's still looking to throw, and he does. And, so very close. So very close there for number 20. And that was going to be Chance Abraham.
And that's actually not a bad situation for PRB. I mean, you wanted to stop the clock, 16.2 seconds left to go in the half. I mean, you want to see, give yourself an opportunity to score some points. Really, not slam the door yet, but you get a touchdown here. I mean, it's going to be really tough for Bagley with how their offense has looked and all the injuries. But, I mean, for Urban Tulinchek, first off, that beautifully thrown ball. Good to keep the play alive and stop the clock. And, a 2nd and 10, 16.2 to go.
Well, and the other thing, too, is that Tulinchek right now, he's looking at 93 yards of total offense right now from passing. And that is nice to see. And he's looking to throw again to Ruggroden, and he bobbles it, and it's going to be incomplete.
Pass intended for Ethan Ruggroden, incomplete.
But, man, the Tigers are looking more open than they have the whole night with 2 incomplete throws recently for Tulinchek with 10.4 seconds, so they still have an opportunity to throw another ball up.
Yeah, they have another play, but Noah Strandberg, that was great coverage by him. I mean, that was a pretty good ball by Tulinchik. Maybe could have let him a little more, but Strandberg doing a good job at just playing with the receiver, staying with him the whole way. In-man coverage, was able to, force a deflection. And, again, this could be a chance for Bagley, bend, don't break, to try and build something before the half.
100%. And with Nelson being looking like he was still good, I couldn't tell if he was quite in. But he's looking like he's going to come back, and it's looking for Struess right here, and it's a catch. And it's going to be at the 9-yard line, or not my fault. It's going to be at the 11-yard line, and it's a Tiger first down, and that ball was thrown from the 30-yard line.
Now they got one play left to draw up. We're going to stay right here as we're about to end the half anyway, but that's now you give yourself a position. You save the timeouts, put yourself in this position. This is a big play for Pine River. I mean, if they can get this touchdown here, I mean, gosh, it feels like they can really just slam the door on Bagley as they try to build momentum. But for Tulinchik, I mean, we're seeing that big playability with his arm. I mean, we've seen some really good balls being thrown on this drive, him stepping up to the plate. And, with that, they get him for 11 yards on that completion. I mean, that puts him at over 100 yards already in the first half.
100%.
With the touchdown, but looking to add another one. But they got one play, so expect that they're going to be that Coach DeMars, he's going to be running his best stuff. I mean, you have athletes all over the place. I mean, expect Rug Road and expect Struess, in this situation in the red zone. Kind of sounds like you want that big body to reach up and get a ball here. But let's see what they have drawn up here.
So 112 yards. 112 yards right there now for Tulinchik, and he's looking to do it again. And it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. He's looking. He's rolling out the throw to Struess. And, oh, baby! That was a beautiful job by number. He's hopping around so I can't see him because I would be that excited if I was him, too.
That was Noah Strandberg, who made another great defensive play, has saved 2 touchdowns in this drive to keep this game alive for Bagley.
And you know what? That's the first half. Pine River-Backus Tigers leading 12-0. And I think we got to go to a break so that I can process some of this because this is an awesome game so far. So we'll be back here in a second, and we'll be giving you some recap of the first half.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
We are back, and this is a very fun halftime situation for us. We actually have in the booth former athletic director of Pine River-Backus, former basketball coach, and actually former broadcaster who stood by me for multiple basketball games, Randy Schwagel, it's great to have you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to be able to be on the show with you, Caleb.
I know it's been a while. So Pine River-Backus Bagley. So did you think it would be this close after Pine River went to Bagley last year and it being 54-4 or 55-4 in that win for Pine River?
Well, a year can make a lot of a difference in a team. Kids grow up, kids move in, kids move away, all kinds of things happen. But I am surprised at the score because I watched both these teams last week, and I watched Pine River-Backus play Walker, and they really look good. And then I went over Friday night and watched Bagley play over at Monaga, and Bagley did not look good at all. And I thought it was going to be a little bit more lopsided than it is. I think Bagley's really playing well compared to what I saw last week.
And as a former football coach, what do you think Bagley needs to do right now to improve their chance of winning?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what his offensive game plan is, but one thing I guess I would be doing is hurrying the pace a little bit. It seemed like Bagley really did well when they ran the ball up the middle, especially early. Then they started to try run some stuff wide, and it didn't work out at all. And then they went back into the middle, and that seemed to get them some yards again. But the thing that just killed them was 3 penalties without even snapping the ball.
100%.
You can't win football games doing that.
Mm-hmm. And so and now I'm gonna switch the turn the tables on this one. What does Pine River-Backus got to do to keep this lead that they have going into the second half?
I think it's the same thing. I think PRB has got a lot more depth than Bagley does from just what I saw last week, and I think they need to just kind of keep grinding it. But again, they should probably pick up the pace a little bit. But I think they're tougher up front than Bagley is. Again, based on what I saw last week. But I think they got Tulinchek is a good passer, and I think they can open this up. Big plays. Big downs, long pass plays. I think those are the things that could really hurt Bagley. As you saw, in the first half, the D-back from Bagley just quit running with his receiver and let him go wide open for a touchdown. Big plays like that, I think Pine River-Backus has much more capable of having those big strikes than Bagley does.
100%. So I do have one thing, because while you were here at Pine River-Backus, you actually got to coach against Brandon in a couple of games. I don't know how many years that was a continuous thing, but can you take me back to those kind of games that you coached against him? What was that dynamic like? Can you just explain what that was like for you and for him?
Oh, it's always fun. As a parent, you always want to see your kids succeed, and no matter what they're doing, and then to be able to kind of compete, coach against each other is even more fun. And he did what he could do to try to beat us, and I did the same thing, trying to beat them. And after the game, it's still, father son, and things are like they always are. But it's always enjoyable. As a parent, you want to see your kids succeed, and I've been lucky to be coaching long enough and to be around athletics long enough to see all my kids succeed and play on championship teams, and then to coach as well. So. As a dad, I'm really proud of that, and to have the opportunity to coach against him, that was special. That was a lot of fun.
And I saw one other thing before I let you go. I saw one other thing. Sue Schwagel wearing a Bagley Flyers shirt. Is that a tradition in the Schwagel household when Pine River comes to town?
Well, I think last year she wore it up at Bagley too. I got one Bagley shirt, and it's a T-shirt. It's too cold to wear it out here tonight, but. Maybe she's going to change at halftime, and put on a PRB shirt or something. But no, same thing with her. We're proud of Brandon and being up there, and both. Sarah, his wife, is the head volleyball coach. Brandon's the head football coach. So it's really fun following those teams, and seeing what they do. You can't call her a traitor for that, I don't think.
Well, Coach Randy Schwagel, thank you so much for being on the program. Always great to talk to you and hear your thoughts and ideas about the game. So thank you so much, and we'll be back here shortly to give you some more halftime recaps and some more halftime stats.
Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Dock Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Dock Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Dock Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Dock Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Piers, or Brainerd online at hannikininsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the stone hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
It is halftime here in Pine River. Conference matchup between the Bagley Flyers and the River-Backus Tigers. PRB, low-scoring affair. Feels as if the two defenses are really shining in this game. It is 12-0. The Tigers up in this one at halftime as the second half is quickly approaching, but we have some first half stats for you. Leading the charge for the PRB Tigers on the ground is Ethan Lodge, who has 9 carries for 30 yards and a touchdown. That's what I have him for. And outside of that, hasn't really been much on the attack for PRB. Kale, what's the total for rushing yards that you have for PRB?
Oh my goodness, you've got it right on the money. I think I have it for a little bit more. I have him for 39, but you know what? That's totally. You know what? We both see the same game, and we come out with different answers. That's totally fine.
It's, with a game like this, I mean, we're seeing the ground attack slowly get going, but Irvin Tulinchik has, to me, is the story of the first half. I have him for 112 yards, going 6 for 10 10 passing attempts, 112 yards, 60% completion percentage, and a touchdown, as well as 2 rushing yards total, as he has been sacked once in this one. On the receiving end of these passes from Tulinchik, Rugroden with a 30-yard reception, Knapp with a 6-yard reception, and on the touchdown, that is Rugroden who had that touchdown, a 34-yarder for the PRB Tigers. And for the Bagley Flyers, who are really struggling offensively to get something going, then for them, 6 penalties, all for 5 yards with 5 false starts and an offside call. And that has been really the key for Bagley, and haven't been able to get anything going offensively. Leading the way is Noah Nelson, who has 11 yards on 7 carries. Alex Job, 17 yards on 6 carries, and some big injuries. Logan Broughton, he got carted off in this game, so he will be out the rest of the game. We don't know what the injury is. All that we know is that we hope he is okay.
100%.
And for the Flyers, hasn't been much in the passing attack either. Surprisingly, with how much pressure he's faced, Isaac Schermerhorn has only been sacked once. He is 1 for 4 and only 1 yard on that one catch. He was 1 for 1, but a lot of pressure for Schermerhorn. That PRB defensive line really bringing the pressure in this game. He does have 3 yards rushing. In this one, Job is the lone player with that reception. And we are about a couple minutes away from the second half. We're going to take a quick break as the second half will take over. I will take over play-by-play as Caleb will be the color commentator for the second half of this game. We'll be right back in just a moment on YourLiveEvent.com.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep.
Second half almost underway here as the teams are warming up here. 12-0 Pine River-Backus on top of the Bagley Flyers. 12-0. Some score updates here with our sister stations. We are broadcasting live on YourLiveEvent.com. At halftime, it is Crosby Ironton 12, Mesabi East nothing. Dilworth Glendon Felton is up 20-12 on the Pequot Lakes Patriots. At halftime in Battle Lake, it is OTC 29, the Pillager Huskies 7, and then the big one in Aiken 50-0. The Gobblers on top of Pine City. That is your score updates. Make sure to go listen to all of our stations at R&J Broadcasting, and we are live here on Your Live Event. I will be taking over the second half play-by-play. And Caleb, keys to the second half in what's been a close ball game, a physical ball game from both teams.
Oh, for sure. I think the keys to this second half right now for the Pine River-Backus Tigers is just keep doing what you are doing. Towards the end of that, we saw a really good drive that was put together by them, and they looked like the team that we saw against Walker Hackensack Akeley. For Bagley, I think one of the biggest things, and this is a key, and you really can't change much about this, but injuries has really affected them so far. You lost one of your great running backs in the backfield, and to lose him, to get him carted off is a scary situation for Brandon Schweigel, especially you don't know the extent of that injury, and you might not see him for the rest of the year.
It's a tough break for the Bagley Flyers as they try to build momentum into this second half, try and get something going on the ground. It has been a struggle for them in this one. The leading rusher for the Bagley Flyers is Alex Job with 17 yards on 6 carries. And, of course, PRB deferred to the second half as this second half is about to get underway here. 12-0. Tigers on top in this conference matchup. Set back to return is going to be Lodge and Tulinchik back deep to return it as they try to build some momentum. They had a chance at the end of the half to score a touchdown, but a couple of big defensive stops by Noah Strandberg, the defensive back for Bagley, was able to deflect a couple of balls and prevent the touchdown from being scored. So it stays at 12-0 as this second half is about to get underway.
And the hope and the prayer right now is that it does not go to Tulinchek. That is all Pine River-Backus Tigers fans should be crossing their fingers right now and hoping it goes to Lodge, because if Tulinchek gets hurt at this point, I would be nervous as a Pine River-Backus Tiger fan.
With how well he's played, I mean, you want him to you want him on the field as much as possible. And we are about ready to get underway. Kicking off looks like Zachary Thomas to kick off for the Flyers. And this second half is underway. And it
Oh,
looks
shoot.
like it is going to be Tulinchik to get it. And he's got some room up the middle past the 35. And there's a fumble. Irvin Tulinchik let the ball drop, and let's see who's got possession, but it is recovered by Pine River-Backus. They are going to set up at about the 37-yard line, and that is where PRB will start.
Well, and the crazy thing about it, too, is that you're starting off with such two interesting kickoffs to start both halves. You start with a Cole Burrell hitting into the chest of, I want to say, number 72 on the Bagley Flyers and dropping it, and then Pine River-Backus Tigers getting that ball, and then Irvin Tulinchik to start this one is going to drop it to start two very interesting halves and a very interesting game so far.
And here we go with PRB first offensive play. It's going to be the pro set as Tulinchik is under center. First down and 10. They're going to hand it off to Ethan Lodge to the right side. Cups up into the middle, past the 40, pushing to the 45. Could be a gain of 5 yards on the play. Oh, looks like a lot more than that. Looks like he gained 8 yards on the play. 2nd and 2 coming up for PRB.
Yeah, and Pine River-Backus is going to start this drive, and they don't want to be in the situation where they're only up by 12. With a half to play, because Pine River-Backus needs to just get their offense was rolling, but it needs to just keep going that way.
Pro formation here is Tulinchik under center. They're going to give it to the workload Lodge again. He's got a hole up the middle past the 50-yard line and down to about the 48, maybe the 47. Is going to be a first down for the Tigers.
Yeah, and that's and a 9-yard game for Ethan Lodge, and this is something that I think the Pine River-Backus Tigers have to do more, is really working in the run game and then mix in your pass game. Start with the run, work it into the pass.
So now first down and 10, 12-0. PRB on top in this one. And they're going to give it to him again on the left side, and bounces off a tackle, moves forward as he gains about 4, maybe 5 on the play. 2nd and 6 for the Tigers after the gain of 4 for Ethan Lodge, who has 3 straight carries to start this second half.
Well, and you could just tell right now with Lodge doing that big workload, you've already made it to you're already past the 50-yard line. You're onto the 45-yard line. So the Pine River-Backus Tigers have just got to keep this going in this 2nd and 7.
Ball on the 45, 2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. And this is going to be a toss now to Lodge on the left side. Cups up the middle, and he is going to be met there by a swarm of Flyers. It's going to be 3rd down for the Tigers. Looks like a gain of maybe 1 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for the Tigers.
Well, and the thing of it, too, is that with Bagley and how that front has been, I'm surprised that Pine River-Backus has been able to run it 3 straight times and really do some damage. But now it's going to be a crucial 3 and 6 here for Pine River-Backus to see if they can get this first down and keep the drive alive.
So 3rd down, ball on the 44. 12-0 Tigers on top in this one. And they're going to hand it up the middle, and ball's loose, and that is going to be Flyer football, and that is quite the stop. Well, a mistake by the Tigers, and it looked like fumbling that football. Looks like it might have been Eli Abraham fumbling the ball there, so that's going to be the first turnover of the game for the Tigers, and now the Flyers. After giving up a couple of big plays, they set up offensively for the first time today. Ball at their 30, ball's going to be set at about the 37, maybe the 38-yard line.
And that's a tough play, because now you're putting the Bagley Flyers at the 38-yard line, and they're gonna, after what I saw this last time, they might have the potential to march back down the field and get 6 points on the board.
They're going to hand it off up the middle to Job. He's going to bulldoze through, but he's going to be met by a bunch of Tigers there. Couldn't quite see who made the initial tackle. He did get about 3 on the play, so it's going to be 2nd and 7 for the Flyers.
So, yeah, the Bagley Flyers trying to capitalize off the opportunity that they have, and the Pine River-Backus Tigers have just got to stay strong. They got to be the concrete wall right now that the Bagley Flyers are going to fly into.
Ball on the 41-yard line, 2nd and 7. Both teams running that pro set formation. They're going to hand it off to Noah Nelson, who's back in the game. He
Wow!
for a first down and more. He is gone. 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown Flyers.
Well, and that is a beautiful run. Beautiful run by Nelson, who was potentially injured, but we do have a flag on the play. This will be interesting. But he went for some yards. Let's just say that.
And looks like it is holding on the Flyers. So a huge momentum shift for Bagley. And that is going to push them back a 10-yard penalty after the holding call. So it remains second down now after what would have been a breakaway touchdown for Noah Nelson, who was dealing with a little bit of injuries in that first half, but negate the 59-yard touchdown run for Noah Nelson.
Well, and you're looking at it right now, and I don't know, Noah, you might have the same as I, but they're looking at their 7th penalty so far in this game for 40 yards.
I also have them for 40 for their 7th penalty, and we talked about in the first half momentum killers, and really, I mean, we talk about drive killers. I mean, that's a game-changing opportunity for the Flyers. And now, all of a sudden, it is 2nd and 18, ball on their own 30-yard line.
This is insane. This is crazy. I would have loved to have seen them get some points on the board.
Schermerhorn's going to hand it off, and up the middle looks like Job is going to be there, gaining 1, maybe 2 on the play.
Short gain on the play.
So it's going to be a 3rd down and long as this drive of ups and downs, as they thought they had the touchdown, but now they are looking at 3rd and 17, ball on the 31.
Well, in the Pine River-Backus Tigers, that should give them a lot of energy. It should give them a lot of perspective to say, hey, we got to start stopping that. We got to stop the rush. We got to stop the rush.
See what they have drawn up here, as Schermerhorn has not been able to do much in the passing attack, and he is going to draw back to pass, rolling to his left, and he's going to cut up field, past the 30 to the 35, and going to be stopped and just past the 40 to the 41, as Schermerhorn tries to get some of those yardage backs, get some of that yardage back.
Yeah, and it looked...
And now we have a player down for the Flyers.
And that should be number 1, Coda Thompson. And it was difficult because you did kind of see some contact made by both of them, both the Pine River-Backus player and Coda Thompson. So for this to happen, the Bagley Flyers are just hurting right now, losing a really good receiver.
On top of that, we did see Noah Nelson come back. He was favoring that ankle earlier in the half, but unfortunately, one of their starting backs, Logan Broughton, he did get carted off in that first half, so he will not be returning. And you just feel for this Bagley team that has been keeping up with the Tigers.
Well, and the thing of it, too, is that I think the literal play of the game that would have turned the tides easily for this game is if that holding penalty didn't happen. And I think Brandon Schweigel is going to bring that up when they watch the film on this, because that was a game-changing opportunity that just is negated by a silly penalty. And that was number 1, Coda Thompson, who's out on the who was the one who's injured. We hope to see him back. He got up on his own.
Okay.
Got up on his own fruition. Nobody's helping him, so that's a good sign that he might be back here.
Before the injury, it was Schermerhorn with a gain of 9 on the rush, setting up 4th down and 8, ball placed on the 40-yard line of Bagley. See if they decide to go for it, but it looks like backing up is Irvin Tulinchik. He is prepared to receive the punt here.
And the other thing, too, is that I really truly hope, and I get Irvin Tulinchik is a fast kid, but when you get into playoff time, you don't want him back there. Because if he gets hurt, you're losing in your playoff game no matter what. And I get it, but also at the same time, I would struggle with that as a coach, because if you lose him during playoff time, it would be so difficult.
As they are lined up to punt, as Tulinchik is back to return it. And the punt is underway here. Good boot, as Tulinchik is going to let it roll out of bounds. Close to the 25. Let's see where they mark it. And they're going to mark it at the 20. Looks like bounced out of bounds at the 29 or the right on the 30-yard line. So that is where PRB will set up at the 30. 12-0. Tigers on top. 7:05 left to go in the ball game.
And one of the things I've been noticing from this Pine River-Backus from both of these teams is, number one, Brandon Schweigel's fired up over on that sideline, and that's great to see because that's going to fire up your team. But these two teams are starting to get super physical. You saw it with Coda Thompson just recently. They're starting to get into it, and I'm seeing this game get it chippier and chippier, and especially with no penalties getting called. It's going to be an interesting.
Official rules, false start.
And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? After all of that, we did not see the flag initially.
No.
So you can call it a late flag. We did not see it, but they are actually going to redo the punt. So after all that, I was wondering what was going on, what the players were waiting for. But as Job is set to punt, and this time he gets it underway again, a little bit shorter this time, as Tulinchik's going to let it bounce, and he's going to take it at the 30. To the right side, gets a hold past the 40, and he's going to run out of bounds, avoiding the hit at about the 42-yard line, 43-yard line for the Tigers. First down and 10, and now, Caleb, we will see a Pine River drive, and a little bit better fielding position this time, but. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, and the thing about it is if I was Brandon Schweigel right now, I would be furious that we have 8 penalties so far. We have 8 flags in this game that have connected us to about 45 yards of lost revenue and the negated almost like 50-yard rushing touchdown. So I don't know. This is tough to be a Bagley Flyer right now.
Tulinchik under center, 3 running backs in the formation. They're going to give it to the main man, Lodge. He's going to run up the left side and breaks away from a Bagley tackler, and he's going to be close to the first down. May have got it to the 48. We will see where they place it, but either way, a good run by Ethan Lodge to get this drive started for the Tigers.
Mm-hmm. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers looking like they just like they never stopped. They're going to just keep.
First down.
Oh, they're giving him the first down. They're giving him the 10 yards. So they're actually, wowzers. Okay, I didn't think they really gave him a good.
It was definitely close, and with Ethan Lodge, he is not afraid to run it up the gut and get those tough physical yards. That is a gain of 10 and a first down. Ball at the 48-yard line. Tigers up 12-0. 6:30 left to go in the game. Or in the third quarter, as Lodge is going to be tackled for a short gain, but a flag is on the play.
And that tackle was by Jaden Young. Really good job of stopping. Oh, and that's going to be on the Tigers.
Holding against the Tigers.
And it is holding on PRB, so that's going to back them up 10 yards, only the third penalty of the game for the Tigers, their first of the quarter.
Yeah, and that was Jaden Young doing a great job of finding where Lodge was and just stopping him basically right in his tracks. But the Pine River-Backus Tigers are now looking at a pretty tough 1st and 20 situation on their own 42-yard line.
1st and 20, ball is back at the 42 where they originally started the drive. So quite part of the metaphor of 1 step forward, 2 steps back. But here we go with the Tigers. Tulinchik, it's going to be an I formation. 1 right receiver to the left. Tulinchik under center. Takes a snap. He's going to give it to Lodge again, waiting for blocks to develop. They don't, and he breaks away, and there's going to be another flag on the play. Gets a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards as he bounced out to the left side, avoiding some tacklers, but we'll see what the flag is for. And it is on. This one is on PRB. It is going to be another holding call. So the second straight holding call for the Tigers.
Yeah, and that is difficult. That is something that the Pine River-Backus Tigers just do not want at this point, because you are giving the opportunity then to Bagley to say, okay, we're giving you and we got to. I thought he was throwing. I thought Brian Schultz was throwing another flag. I was like, oh my goodness. But this Pine River-Backus Tigers are giving the opportunity to the Bagley Flyers to give them a big stop, and 1st and 28.
Back in the I formation is Tulinchik. 1 wide receiver out left. That lone receiver is Looks like Strusen now rolling to his right on the pass as Tulinchik looks to throw over through the hands
of Corbin Knapp.
Corbin Knapp, incomplete. And it's now going to be second down and very long, 2nd and 28 for the Tigers.
And I thought he was going to go to Sushi Rugroden. I really did, or Ethan Rugroden, my fault. It looked like he was going that way, but then Corbin Knapp kind of came out of nowhere to get even his hands on the ball. Was a really good opportunity, but just sometimes you can't pull it in, and you're looking at a 2 and 28 kind of situation right now.
So you expect him, as Rugroden was the lone wideout, he has a 34-yard reception in this game. And the lone receiver outright is Ethan Rugroden again, as they are back in the I formation. Tulinchik under center. He's going to hand it off to Lodge, and he's met there immediately.
And that's a great.
Potentially only a gain of 1. Looks like getting there on the tackle was. Looks like it might have been Paul Ramsrud. It looks like number 54 on the tackle. So it's going to be. Looks like a gain of only 1, 3rd and 27.
Yeah, well, and the situation is right now, the run game is getting stopped. And you're looking at 3rd and 27 right now. Pine River-Backus has been able to keep this drive alive, but at this point, you just need somebody to make a miracle play right now to get you past the 40-yard line to get you a new first down.
4:48 left to go in the third quarter. 12-0. Tigers on top in this one, as it has been a slow start for PRB in this second half. One wide receiver out right, it is Struess. And they are going to fake the toss. He's rolling out to his right. Struess making the cut, and he's got him open downfield. He's going to look that way, and it's going to be caught for a first down.
And that is number 80. That is Baron Milham with his first catch of the night. They get him back to the original line of scrimmage, but that's still going to be a good ways to go for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, and it's going to be 4th and 10.
4th and 10, ball from the 48-yard line. 13-yard completion by Tulinchik on that one.
And I bet Milham's feeling super happy right now that he got his first reception of the year's 10 yards.
125 passing yards now for Tulinchik, but we do have a penalty as the Tigers have to punt.
So Brian Schultz has given for sure a explanation to Tom DeMars, but I don't know, was it illegal substitution is the call on that one? I might have to ask Mark Gagne.
It's like illegal substitution, so they are going to.
Illegal substitution? Okay. So it was, I got it confirmed by the man, the myth, the legend, Mark Gagne. Oh, shoot. Well, that's 4th and 15. 5th penalty.
As back to return. Nelson back there along. As the punt is away.
Oh, beautiful punt.
And good punt, and that is going to be Job who's going to take it to the right side, past the 30, and he's got some room, and he's going to be past the 40, close to the 45-yard line before he's taken down. Job with a good spark on the return.
Well, and one of the things the Pine River-Backus Tigers struggled with last year was actually punt return. Punt and actually kickoff. They did struggle with it. We saw it in the homecoming game against Ada Borup. That Ada Borup got 2 actually kickoff touchdowns last year, which was crazy. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers have just got to be able to put a stop on it. And one of the things I was really scared of right there for Job was he stuck the ball out, and I understand his knee was down, but that opportunity, if your knee doesn't go down and that ball comes out, you're giving the Tigers an opportunity at the right about the 43-yard line.
Ball placed at the 43. That was about a little over close to a 20-yard return by Job, and now he is back on offense. In motion is going to be Erickson, and now looking upside, and that's going to be another penalty as we are seeing both teams starting to pile them up here, and that is going to be holding on Bagley, so that'll back him up 10 yards.
And the interesting part about it is we went a whole half without anything, and now it feels like it's all just coming in at once.
Face mask against the Tigers.
Face mask against the Tigers, so never mind.
So it looks like the ref made the holding call, but it looks like They're making that final call. It's going to be face mask. I saw the referee make the holding call, so they must have saw something different. But that is going to be a big penalty, 15-yard penalty. That is going to be
first and third situation.
First and third, so ball will be placed at the 50-yard line.
And this is going to be an interesting drive here for Bagley.
They're going to give it to Nelson, who cuts through on the left side. He's going to be met there for little to no gain. Looks like he gained
short gain on the play.
maybe 2 yards on the play.
Flyers will have a 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 now. Tigers on top, 12-0, 3:33 left in the third quarter here on yourliveevent.com.
Yeah, and I would say this right now: if your friends are not watching this game, they should turn it on and watch, because this is becoming progressively more interesting as the night goes on. From the penalties to just about everything, the Bagley offense starting to come alive. It's very fun to watch.
As they are going to sneak it up the middle, it is going to be Schermerhorn.
Short gain.
Another short gain, maybe only a gain of 1, but it's going to set up third and very short for the Flyers.
Yeah, and this is what the Flyers need to do. This is the opportunities that they have. And I think that the Bagley Flyers really just need to start capitalizing on these opportunities, not getting so many flags, penalties, to really bring this game back from a pretty devastating start for the Flyers.
Only 4 yards rushing for Isaac Schermerhorn, the quarterback for the Flyers. It has been rough going offensively for Bagley. They have a 3rd and 1 situation, ball on the 46-yard line. They are in 2 running backs set, 2 wide receivers to Schermerhorn's right, and now Bagley's going to call a timeout. First timeout of the half for the Flyers, and we will take a break with them. 12-0 Tigers on top, 2:39 left to go in the third quarter. This is Friday Night Lights on yourliveevent.com.
Basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time. Serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting.
Welcome back. Third quarter here, 2:39 left to go. 12-0 Tigers. It is a 3rd and 1 situation for the Flyers. Schermerhorn under center. He's going to keep it himself, and it looks like he got enough of the first down as there's going to be a push by the Tigers front 7, and they are going to give him the first down, it seems, as, yep, they are giving him the signal. First down for the Bagley Flyers.
Well, and one of the super nice things to see is that Coda Thompson is back out on the field. He was the one who got injured close into that second half, or in the first half, and it's good to see him back out being a wideout and a target for Schermer.
And he is the lone wideout to the left as they are going to hand it up to Noah Nelson, who powers through for positive gain. Looks like to be gain of 4, maybe 5 on the play. Looks like it's going to be a gain of 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Flyers. Ball close to the 40-yard line.
Yeah, and right now Bagley's really doing a great job. They're using the clock up, and if they get a touchdown here in these next 2 minutes, it's going to be a great situation for them, giving the Tigers the ball back maybe with 30-ish seconds left. 2nd
down. They're going to hand it up to middle to Nelson again, and met up by a crowd of Tigers. Looks like leading the charge for him was Eli Abraham, the first to get there.
Wrapped up by Eli Abraham.
And it's not looking like he's going to have enough.
And looks like he's going to be short by 4th down. And as the third quarter winds down, if you're the Flyers, I think this is an easy decision. You go for it here. as Schermerhorn under center, expect a QB sneak, and they are going to do that. It's going to be close. It's going to be right at the 35. It's going to be close. We'll see what the referees decide here, as that is 3 straight QB sneaks. And it's going to be first down. Gain of 1 is enough for Schermerhorn and the Flyers.
Yeah, and this is a really awesome situation for them. I don't know how many timeouts they have left. The clock is going down, though, and it's going to be a first and they got 2 left, so they could call a timeout potentially. They'll probably keep them in case that there is a touchdown, but I don't know why the Bagley Flyers aren't trying to throw the ball right now because the clock is winding down.
17 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Schermerhorn under center, and they're going to give it up to Job, who doesn't get much on the play. Gain of 1, maybe 2 on the play. It's going to be second down. Gain of 2 on the play, as that is going to end the third quarter of play. Stalemate, no scoring in the third quarter, so it stays 12-0. Tigers on top in this one over the Bagley Flyers. We'll be back in just a moment for the start of the fourth quarter. We got a great game here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with Friday Night Lights on yourliveevent.com.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Fourth quarter underway. yourliveevent.com. Noah Caruso and Caleb Travis joining you. Conference matchup between the Flyers and the Tigers. 12-0 PRB. 2nd and 8, ball at the 33-yard line. As one wide receiver to the right, and now quick jump by the D-line. They're going to give it to Noah Nelson on the toss to the left. He's going to cut upfield, and it's going to be a penalty as he gets about 8, maybe 9, but we'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah, and seeing that one, it was great blocks by Job and the other back. But I think this penalty is going to be on Pine River-Backus. That's the last thing you want to see right now. Oh, it's holding. Never mind. My fault. I'm Bagley. But still, you started a good drive, and now look, you're on your 9th penalty.
Bring up 2nd and 18.
8 penalties for the Flyers in this one. 35 yards, and they have come at inopportune times. We saw Noah Nelson 59-yard touchdown negated off a holding penalty, and now it is 2nd down and 12, ball on the 37-yard line.
But I will say this, the Bagley Flyers have got to be very optimistic because they're doing such a better job that I think Brandon is super happy.
Here's Sherman, and he's going to lead the ball downfield and over the head of everybody, as that's going to be incomplete. Intended receiver was Conda Thompson, and it is going to be 3rd down and long now for the Flyers.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I think Brandon, I truly believe that Brandon Schwagel is going to be happy with this so far. Even if he said win, lose, or draw just to try to get better, and I think that to come to Pine River-Backus and do what they're doing right now, they've got to be really happy, and if they win this game, they're going to be even more happy.
Schermerhorn. He is 1 of 5 in this game so far for only 1 yard. Haven't been able to push the ball down the field. He's had some good throws, but just not hitting the mark. It is 3rd and 12, ball on the 37-yard line. In motion is Erickson, and now they're going to give it up to him, and that's going to be little to nothing. It's going to be 4th down, and you know, Caleb, I know it's going to be 4th and long, but you're in the 4th quarter, no points. What do you do if you're Coach Schwagel?
You know, I don't play Madden often. But if I did, I would be going for it if I was Brandon right now, because like you're saying, Noah, there's just not a lot of more opportunities that you're going to get being this close to the end zone.
So 4th down, and they are, in fact, going for it. 2 wideouts to the right. Schermerhorn under center. In motion is Thompson, and he is dropping back to pass. And quick throw down the field, and it is going to be over everyone's head, incomplete. It'll be turnover on downs. PRB will take over. They're going to take over at about the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and now the Pine River-Backus Tigers are looking at an opportunity with great field advantage, being able to stop Schermerhorn. But I think the Pine River-Backus Tigers at this point have got to put a score on the board. If they put a score on the board, I think that this is almost a done game for the Bagley Flyers. But if Bagley gets a stop here, I see this as an opportunity for them to still go at the Pine River-Backus Tigers and still get a win, because you're still only 11 minutes in the 4th quarter. So there's still a lot of opportunity for the Bagley Flyers to, I guess you could say, fly.
Ball placed right at the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10, and it is going to be a handoff up the middle. Looks like getting that carry was Eli Abraham. Gets about a gain of 5 on the play, gain of 4. It's going to be 2nd down and 6. There's going to be Chance Abraham with the carry.
Yeah, and Chance Abraham not really doing too much tonight, which has been interesting, but I think that the Pine River-Backus Tigers have been trying to do the run the best that they can, but I think the passing game tonight has really been their bread and butter.
It's been a pretty stalemate of a game in the second half so far, but PRB, 1 wide receiver out to the left. It is Milhorn. They're going to hand it off to their main man, Lodge, and trying to cut back, and he's going to get tackled by number
63?
Jonathan Rose, the freshman, 197-pound freshman.
Wowzers. And it's interesting because Ethan Lodge, who was just super dominant in that first game, making some really awesome plays, has really been stopped by this front line of the Bagley Flyers. And clearly it doesn't matter if you have that much experience. If you can put 2 hands on somebody, you can stop just about anybody.
So now it is going to be 3rd and 5. Ball right at the 40-yard line. They're going to hand it up to middle, and it's going to be good enough for a 1st down, and that is going to be Chance Abraham on the carry. It is going to be a 1st down for the Tigers.
7-yard gain on the play. Good enough for a Tiger. 1st down.
Yeah,
it's a gain of 7 for Abraham. So 1st down and 10 at the 47.
Yeah, and that is this is a good opportunity for the Pine River-Backus Tigers to, like I've been saying, trying to capitalize on stuff, and they're going to try to push it back past the 50 to try to get into Flyers territory.
Milham, lone wide receiver out right. 3 running backs in the formation. Tulinchik under center, and trying to get him to jump, and they may have gotten him. Claire, don't see a flag as Lodge is trying to cut up it to the left side. On the left hash, and gets only about a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 for the Tigers.
And I personally, I think our officials up here in the northern districts are really awesome. But I could have seen that. I could see that, and I struggle with those kind of calls not being called. But they've also called some really awesome calls all night, so I really can't complain too much just on one of these situations tonight. But let's see what happens.
So it's going to be 2nd down and 9, ball on the 49-yard line. It's Tulinchik, play action, rolling out to his left, wide open is Struess, and he is going to incomplete, and a penalty. It's going to be pass interference.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful job by Struess. He threw his hand up. He was like, Irvin, see me. But it was awesome. Awesome job adjusting to it, like we've said all night with our wide receivers and our tight ends. But, yeah, there was no head turn, and it was a pass interference for sure.
Was really just grabbed onto the body before he was even able to make a play on it, and that is going to be an easy penalty. As we've seen a couple of those close calls earlier in the game in about the first quarter, we saw a couple of those deep shots that could have gone either way, and they do call it on this one. And now it is going to be 1st down and 10, and the ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. It's going to be ball at the 37-yard line for the Tigers.
And this is the last thing Brandon Schweigel wanted. This was the last thing because you had the Tigers in a difficult spot, but now you're giving them an opportunity.
First down and 10. Tulinchik is going to hand it off to Abraham at the left side, cutting up field to the sideline, and he's going to be tackled. And we got another penalty.
And that kid absolutely took out Mike Donnell's kid. Let me be very clear. He was taken out. I hope that kid is okay. Mike Donnell is consoling him right now. But, yeah, that was not good.
And it is going to be a penalty on the PRB Tigers holding, as we are seeing the penalties really pile up in this one. And, that can lead to, a lot of things, is the aggression, the physical play. And we've seen a lot of holding calls. We've seen false starts. I mean, we've seen it all. It seems we've seen it all today on the side for penalties.
Yeah, and I truly think that there should be a penalty flag thrown for taking out Mike Donnell's kid. That was a hard hit. But he took it like a champ.
I was just going to say, he took it way better than I probably would have.
Oh, 110%.
Ball at about the 45-yard line.
Yeah,
First and 17 for the Tigers. It is 8:02 left to go in the ball game. 12-0 Tigers. They're looking to slam the door here as the clock is winding down.
Yeah, and I'll say this. Mike Donnell's kid got more action on the football field than I ever did. So that is also very true.
It's Abraham, Abraham's going to, Lodge, running up the middle. I was just watching Mike Donnell's kid after you're walking around. Look at that. He is not even phased by it 1 second. He's holding those water bottles like an absolute trooper.
Well, and let's be honest, Mike Donnell, to get ready for football season, probably lays those kind of hits on his kid to get him ready. So
that is Ethan Lodge with a gain of 2 on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 13 now. Ball at the 40-yard line.
So what Pine River-Backus can do to see if they can get this first down and really get this drive going again.
Tulinchik, play action. And call him in the pocket. He's going to throw it to him. Who's going to make the catch? Ryan Struess. It was only a matter of time before he started to make a play. That ball is going to be down at around the 15-yard line. A big play. Irvin Tulinchik to Struess for a first down.
First down!
Yeah, and you're looking at 28 yards right there and a really good throw. Tulinchik saw it. Struess knew it was going to happen, and he just got ready. And so 28 yards there for Tulinchik and 28 yards for Struess is a good day for them.
Struess now 2 catches for 38 yards as Irvin Tulinchik had a couple of big plays through the air, and they look to really put this game away here. 6:36 left to go, and there's another penalty on the play, and it's going to be false start for the Tigers.
Yeah, and that is tough. That's for sure a situation that you don't want. You just had a big play, and now you're going to negate it. But right now, Irvin Tulinchik's looking at 153 yards of total offense, and that's a crazy good night for him. I don't have the stats up from what he did last time, but I'm pretty positive he did 160 yards with even the high-scoring game of 41-6.
Another great game for Irvin Tulinchik. Last game he went 6 for 9, 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. He has one here today, a $153 through the air, and now it is first and long again. Ball at the 18, 1st and 15 for the Tigers after the false start penalty. As Tulinchik, they are going to hand it off to number 44,
Corbin Knapp.
Forget that they changed the numbers of Corbin Knapp, but Corbin Knapp on the carry. He's going to bulldoze his way for a gain of 8 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 3 for PRB.
Pine River-Backus has an opportunity to close this game out. With 5 minutes to go, it would be tough to try to get anything going for the Bagley Flyers.
Ball in the 7. 2nd down and 3. Tigers in the red zone. Tulinchik going to hand it off to Knapp again, and he's got a wide open hole for the 7-yard touchdown, and the Tigers putting this lead out of reach now. It is 18-0 Tigers on top.
Yeah, and Pine River-Backus doing a great job there. The Bagley Flyers, if they would have got a stop there, I would have said, holy cow, this game keeps getting crazier. Bagley Flyers doing the best that they could in that situation, but you have Corbin Knapp, who is number 44 right now, but Corbin Knapp is 6'2", 210 pounds. If you stop him, you should be going to college football and maybe the NFL.
We had a wide open hole. The offensive line doing a fantastic job of getting to the next level, and the 2-point attempt here for the Tigers. They're going to give it to the big man again, Knapp, and he got it in this time, bulldozing his way for the 2-point conversion. It is 20-0 Tigers up in this one. 5:31 left to go in the ball game as the Tigers really looking to slam the door here. We are going to take a quick 30-second break. We will be back in just a moment on Friday Night Lights on YourLiveEvent.com.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Welcome back to the action, everybody. Friday Night Lights. Corbin Knapp with a 7-yard touchdown run to put the Tigers up 20-0 after he converted the 2-point conversion. 5:31 left to go in the game. We have some score updates. Final from Battle Lake OTC 43, Pillager Huskies nothing. Huskies fall to 0-2 on the season, while the Gobblers are going to move to 2-0, up 65-16 after the third quarter.
It's a barn burner.
As this kick is right down the middle and dropped, and he is going to decide to return it. It's Job and hit hard.
Wowzers.
As they are going to be stopped at just past the 35-yard line, maybe the 37, and Bagley will take over. And another score update, Pequot Lakes 34, DGF 28 with 6:39 to go.
Well, and the thing about it was that was a hard hit, but number 24 on the offense, who is Noah Strandberg, which he had some really good plays, but he was kind of weary if he was going to run it. And Cole Burrell just came in and laid a solid hit on him to get the Pine River-Backus Tigers to keep them at the 35-yard line.
Ball to 35, first down and 10. And with little time left, it really feels like the clock is obviously not in the factor for the Flyers, but it feels like the fortune is not in their favor in this game. But I've seen crazy things happen, and they have to get something going now. As Schermerhorn, he is 1 for 6 in this game. As these two wideouts set, in motion is Thompson. And they're going to hand it off to Joe, who's got a head of steam. And at about the 40-yard line, that's going to be a gain of 5. Second down and 5 for the Flyers.
Well, and the situation I see right now is Brandon Schwagel. Even though you lost 20-0, I feel like these Flyers are playing well. I think that they're going to go and win a few ball games, and I think that they're going to do well in the post for the rest of the season if they keep playing with this intensity like he wants them to be at.
It's going to be a toss left to Noah Nelson trying to cut upfield, and he's going to be stuffed right there. No gain on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, and the other situation, too, is that we don't know what would have happened if Broden would have stayed into this game. They did lose him very early on in the game, and we just don't know. It's all the what-ifs of football and sports, but I really do believe that the tides could have changed in multiple scenarios. The 50-60-yard rushing touchdown with the negated flag. So it's just very what-if game for Bagley.
So it's 3rd down and 5. They're going to give it to Noah Nelson again. Finds a hole on that left side. Doesn't get much as there's going to be a flag. And it looked like there's a little bit of chirping going on in that pile. So we'll see what the call is for. I mean, this has been a pretty physical, hard-fought game here.
100%. Well, oh, geez, Louise.
The refs are discussing here what the call is. That is going to be a personal foul and sportsmanlike conduct. Yeah, we saw some chirping in there. Couldn't quite see who it was, but you saw he threw that flag in the pile. It's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct. And, Caleb, that just feels like a frustration penalty right there.
110%. I think that Brandon Schweigel is frustrated right now. But, the one thing, though, I will say, they might be frustrated, and Brandon Schweigel's going to call the timeout. They might be frustrated because they're down 20-0, but also that shows that they still have heart for this game, even though that it is a frustrating game for them.
And with that timeout, we're going to take a timeout with them. 4:05 left to go. Tigers up 20-0, on pace to be 2-0 on the season. We'll be back in just a moment. Friday Night Lights on yourliveevent.com.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the Stone Hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area.
4:05 left to go. Tigers looking good on a 2-0 season to start out. 20-0. It's 4th and 16 for the Bagley Flyers. Ball on the 29-yard line. And the story for Bagley, hasn't been the consistent drives. It's been penalties. It's been drive-stopping plays that have really hurt this team today.
Well, and I will say this. I think, honestly, if the Bagley Flyers could find rhythm and find consistency, they're going to be a very tough team to beat. I just feel like with the penalties and the flags, they just haven't found that consistency and rhythm to keep them in this. Well, they kept themselves in this game, but to get some scores on the board.
So 4th and 15, and they really don't have any choice but to go for it here as Thompson's in motion again. They're driving back to passes. And another penalty might be holding. It's going to be over the head of everyone. We'll see what the flag is for as Schermerhorn's pass is incomplete.
Oh, geez, holding.
Holding against the Flyers is declined.
That penalty will be declined on the holding as they will just take over on offense.
Yeah, and one of the things, though, in that situation is it was a beautiful throw from Schermerhorn, but just his man was not there. I think that in the situation where the man was there, it would have been an excellent play, and it would have got them to 20 to potentially 6. But also, yet at the same time, it's a game of what ifs, and that's most of sports, honestly.
For the Flyers, they have hung tough in this one. 20-0, 3:59 left to go. You expect PRB to just milk out the clock. And remember to stay with us for post-game coverage, stats, and, of course, our awards to give out for this game, including the I Bring the Energy, the Big Deal Player of the Game, and the Star of the Game. As it is going to be 1st down and 10. Hand off to...
Oh, my goodness.
Eli Abraham, who's going to break away from a tackle, gets good yardage there. Gain of 8 yards, maybe 7. It's going to be 2nd down and 3. As we are starting to see less of the workload on Lodge and starting to see some of those big bruising running backs to get some carries late here.
Yeah, and when you're in this situation, you're up by 20. There's 3 minutes to go. You don't really have to put any more workload on him. You got to make sure that he's ready for next week's game, because at this point, Pine River-Backus Tigers are going to finish out this game and then think about next week. And they're playing Monaga, which Bagley had a tough time against, but Brandon Schweigel said that they didn't play the way they wanted to play. I think if they played the way they did tonight, they would have the score of the game would be a lot closer with Monaga.
2nd and 3, ball on the 22-yard line. Clock ticking away, 3:04 left to go in the ball game. And they're going to give it to Abraham again. He's going to bulldoze his way. He's going to keep going past the 22, close to the 15. That is going to be a 1st down for the Tigers.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Abraham, just keeping your head down and just keep going. A lot of the times that you start to feel that pressure. A lot of running backs try to cut, move, do whatever. But Eli Abraham just sticking his head down, running right up the middle, which you really like to see in high school football, because a lot of the times now, and with college and professional, you start to see a lot of the jukes, you start to see a lot of the cuts, too many cuts, and I really love when running backs just put their head down and just try to get some yardage.
Gain of 7 on the play. Ball on the 15-yard line. 1st and 10. Ball in the red zone for the Tigers. Tulinchik under center. One wide receiver to the right. And they're going to give it to Abraham again. And up the middle. And met by a swarm of Flyers. And it's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. And it's going to be 2nd and 5 for PRB as clock is winding down. 2 minutes now left to go in the ball game. The Tigers are going to move to 2-0 on the season. They, coming up next week, as Caleb said, Game 3 of their 3-game homestand. Game 3 of 5 home games they have this season against Monaga. And then the Flyers will play their first home game of the season against Red Lake. That is the start of a 3-game homestand for the Flyers.
Yeah, and I'm excited for Monaga. I think if they gave Bagley a hard time, Pine River-Backus is going to have an interesting time trying to figure out how to defeat them in this next week's matchup.
We're going to give it to Lodge, and Lodge breaking away, moving the legs. He may be not very big running back, but he sure as heck doesn't run like it. And he gets about, and that's going to be first down. It's going to be 1st and goal. Ball on the 4-yard line, but the clock is winding down. We'll see if they decide to add another score on. But either way, the Tigers are going to move to 2-0 on the season.
Yeah.
And what a promising season for the Tigers with all the experience they have.
Well, and a well-deserved win. It was tough at the beginning, but they started to grind and push, and they got a win out of it, putting on 20 points and potentially getting six more here.
How about the defense for PRB as they're going to hand it off to Abraham, and looks like short of about 2 yards, gain of 2 on the play. 38 seconds left to go. And how about that Tiger defense? They only gave up 6 points against the Wolves of Walker Atkins at Bagley. 0 points here today. You know, the defense has been sensational the first 2 games of the season.
110%, and it's led by experience. It's led by Ryan Struess and Corbin Knapp. It really, there's nothing else to compare it to is other than just experience. And the Pine River-Backus Tigers have it, and they want to use that experience as much as possible before they lose it. And they have the opportunity to do some really great things this season.
And they are going to pound it in. Corbin Knapp, touchdown, is 2nd of the game with 2.1 to go. And the Tigers up 26-0, and they are well on their way. They are on their way to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, 100. I think that this Pine River-Backus team, it might not have the depth that Tom DeMars thought that it did, but I think he's slowly starting to come to terms with yes, it does. Carson Travis right now, a core wide receiver, is out. He's also a core linebacker, but honestly, these Pine River-Backus Tigers are doing a really good job with what they have.
Looks like they're going to attempt the PAT. Good snap, kick on the way. It's got the leg, and it is no good wide left. Why not try for it at that rate?
Well, in the situation, and the funny situation was I thought it was good, but it's also the angle of where we were sitting at. But, yeah, the Pine River-Backus Tigers right now, like I said, losing Carson Travis to an ACL, meniscus, multiple things. I know that because he's my brother. I don't know all the technical terms of all the ligaments. But a really awesome game for the Pine River-Backus Tigers, 26-0. They're going to kick off anyways, but I think when Carson Travis comes back, you're going to open up some depth, and you're going to open up a can of worms that a lot of teams really don't want to see. We even talked about it with Aaron Pfeiffer when Walker played. He said Carson Travis is going to be an interesting piece to the puzzle. He wasn't playing at the time, but I think when he does come back, it's going to give a new depth to the Pine River-Backus Tigers that they haven't seen yet this season.
And remember, after the game, we have the post-game coverage. We have our big deal T-shirt of the game, the Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, and the star of the game, brought to you by Pine River Family Market. And just awaiting the kickoff to confirm this score.
Well, and everybody's leaving like the game's done.
Well, I mean.
Well, Kinzer, we still got 2.1. The game's not done until the buzzer goes.
They're just getting ready to greet their favorite players. You know, their sons, the nephews. Like, they're all just excited as the Tigers are going to move to 2-0. And 30-8, Crosby Ironton getting the win over Mesabi East. That is final. We'll await some final scores here. They're just going to squib it and recover by Bagley.
Interesting. That's an interesting move.
And that is
Oh.
Still going to leave 1.7 as they just fell right on. It's only about a second taken off because the clock runs when a player picks it up. So,
and all these people are leaving right now. We still got 1.7. Not to say that the game's going to be won in 1.7 seconds, but you never know. A good play could happen, but all these people want to get up and leave, and I understand, but stay until the end. Now, the Bagley fans, I understand. They got a long drive. I think they got about an hour. Oh, no, they got about an hour and a half, hour and 45, so they got a jaunt to go back.
I remember that Bagley was always one of those games in the schedule where I looked at it, I'm just like, it's going to be a long bus ride. We had some good games with those Flyers, too, though, back in my time in Pillager, but Bagley is going to fall to 0-2 on the season. Winnable game against Red Lake coming up, and the Tigers
100%.
moving to 2-0.
Oh, let's see. I want to see.
He's going to let that thing go, and it's going to be over the head of everyone, and that's going to be the game. And the Tigers, 26. The Bagley Flyers, nothing, as the Tigers move to 2-0 on the season. The Flyers move to 0-2. And PRB with another dominating, well, offensively it was a little slow, but the defense dominated, did their job, and they get another big victory for the Tigers. And we will be back with post-game coverage, awards to give out, interviews, and all the fun stuff Friday Night Lights on yourliveevent.com. 26-0, Tigers get the win.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River-Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash. Open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at hannikininsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Save on your groceries and gas each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super Value for quality, service, and freshness. Enjoy delicious daily deli specials around the stone hearth fireplace, convenient on-site pharmacy, and the freshest meats and produce. Save on gas too. Earn 10 cents of savings on gas for every $100 spent on groceries. Pequot Lakes Super Value, Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Good luck, area teams.
Great people, economic viability, a wonderful place to live. Pine River, Backus, and PRB Schools. PRB Schools is a small school district with large district opportunities, providing activities and classes that involve students, making sure every student has everything to be successful. PRB Schools also offers a variety of community ed programs, a great way to learn new skills hands-on with others within the community, making connections with families, being involved with the community, becoming a community family. PRBschools.org.
The PRB Boosters are happy to sponsor coverage of the Tigers. Like them on Facebook for events and fundraisers. The PRB Boosters could use your help. Be part of great events and fundraisers, all built to give back and present more opportunities for the students of Pine River-Backus schools. For information or to get started, email prboosterclub1.com. Meetings are the first Monday of every month at 6 p.m. at the school. Good luck, Tigers, from the PRB Boosters.
And welcome to the post-game. The post-game. Oh my goodness, I can't even talk anymore. The post-game. Pine River-Backus winning 26-0, and Pine River-Backus, incredible job in the second half. Irvin Tulinchek going for 153 yards, 8 for 13. Corbin Knapp doing a really good job, 2 touchdowns and 34 yards. And we have some other key players as well, like Eli Abraham going and doing 3 carries for over 15 yards. So Ethan Lodge, I'm not as great at this in the stats department, but I saw him for 78 yards. Ryan Struess doing a great job, 2 receptions for 38 yards. So overall, Pine River-Backus Tigers doing a really good job. And while we're waiting for our players, we got some awards to give out as well, and we'll be interviewing them when they get up here. But our star of the game tonight, we had him up here last week, is going to be Corbin Knapp. He had 38 yards for 2 touchdowns, and he's the Pine River Family Market star of the game. And Pine River Family Market is where you can find it all and still enjoy local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just 2 for $6, and visit for online deals and for curbside pickup or delivery, Pine River Family Market, delivers.com. We also have the big deal of the game, Irvin Tulinchek, 153 yards, 8 of 13, and a touchdown. And the big deal is from Brandel Motors of Aiken, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, W.W. Thompson Concrete Products, Brainerd's BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Takes Carpet Castle, Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body, Brainerd, Takedown Gym, Brainerd, and those are the sponsors for the Big Deal T-shirt. And that's an awesome game for Irvin Tulinchek. Yet again, 153 yards, 8 for 13, and a touchdown. And then the big I bring the energy player of the game, Sushi Rug Road, and then this is sponsored by Enbridge. And Enbridge, thanks you for supporting the Line 3 replacement project. Construction is complete on a newer and safer pipeline that will deliver the American energy that we all rely on every day. And it was done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. Thank you so much. And that is the I Bring the Energy player of the game. And we got some interviews to do here. And we'll take a quick break in this post-game and talk to Tom DeMar, Sushi, Ethan Rugroden, Irvin Tulinchek, and Corbin Knapp here very shortly.
Schrupp Excavating LLC is ready to serve you with any excavation project. Schrupp Excavating provides residential and commercial new construction site prep, demolition, road and driveway construction, basements, septic system design and installation, stump or brush removal, and delivery of sand, gravel, rock, dirt, and more. 37 years and still digging it right. Schrupp Excavating will have your project done right and on time, serving Pine River, Backus, Pequot Lakes, and all the surrounding communities. Schrupp Excavating LLC, online at schruppexcavating.com.
Restock on food, fuel, and baits at locally owned Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Station 371 has bait and tackle, quality Cenex gasoline, off-road diesel, and is the only stop with #1 diesel. Make sure to stop by to wash off the sand and salt with their indoor car wash, open when the temp is at least 26 degrees. They'll hook you up with your fishing and hunting licenses too. Station 371 on Highway 371 in Pine River. Thank you for supporting local business.
And welcome back to the post-game show. The Pine River-Backus Tigers moving to 2-0 on the season, 26-0 win over the Bagley Flyers. And then we do have post-game interviews as well. Of course, we have the coach, Tom DeMars. Coach, first off, congrats on the victory. And, it was a physical, tough game. I mean, slow at points, but how are you guys able to really power through and really just kind of keep momentum going for you guys?
Yeah, you're right. It was a physical game, and on both sides of the ball. And, we just kept coming back, trying to establish the line of scrimmage and take a big play when we had an opportunity. And I think it kind of towards the end of the second half there that we started to wear them down a little bit. But at the same time, they kind of changed up their offense a little bit, and they've turned to more of a physical power eye type offense for the majority of the game. And they've really got a couple of good runners in, I don't know their names even, but I think number 11 and 33. And they're tough to contend with. And if those guys get ahead of steam and they throw their bodies in there and run real hard, I was really impressed with those guys.
And I also want to talk about the resiliency with your team. I mean, they changed up the offense a little bit. I mean, a lot of penalties throughout the game. It was just a dogfight is what it felt like. But, I want to talk about the resiliency of your team defensively and just to keep at it offensively, and what's it like having a group of guys that's able to just come together and just power through tough times like this?
I think we've got a group of guys that have got a pretty good football IQ. They know what an ugly game is, and they know this was an ugly game. And but even with a couple penalties and things like that, they didn't get down on themselves. Just even with a couple penalties, were able to come back and get first downs on those things. And I didn't see anybody getting down on each other. And I think everybody out there in the huddle was positive and kept things rolling. And good things happened when that's the case.
And I want to talk about your defense, too, is through 2 games, shutout in this one, only 6 points allowed against Walker. What has been just the key points of this defense and how they've been so successful, bend but don't break, and have been so dominant in the first 2 games?
Well, I think we've got a pretty good front 5 to start with. Good size, good our DNs and in the middle. So it does make it, tough to run. It's tough to get outside on these guys, too. And after those guys, and they also put some pressure on the quarterback. So we got the linebackers and defensive backs that those were not very big in those positions, but those guys run around pretty quick and they make tackles in the secondary and on the edge too when they need to.
And you guys are now 2-0 on the season. It's got to feel good, but I'm sure as a coach, it's always looking ahead to the next game. What are you guys going to be preparing for when you guys take up Monaga to keep this undefeated season going so far?
I think we're going to be in for a dogfight next week. Monaga played Bagley last week and really dominated Bagley and was really physical with them also. So we're expecting a real physical game. Both sides of the ball. Should be a fun Friday night.
Absolutely. Well, it was a fun Friday night tonight. Coach, congrats on the win. You enjoy this one.
All right. Thank you.
Tom DeMars, head coach of the PRB Tigers. We are going to take another 30-second break, and then we'll get player interviews. We'll be back in just a moment on the post-game show on yourliveevent.com.
It's Pizza Ranch.
Do something fun and make new friends. Join a bowling league at Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget Moonlight Bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Dock Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Dock Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Dock Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Do something fun and make new friends.
And welcome back to the post-game show. 26-0 PRB getting the win here. And joining us here for post-game interviews, we have our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, Ethan Rugroden. And Ethan, thank you for joining us today. Tell us how you're feeling after the big win.
Feeling pretty good. A very physical game. Very, very fun game.
Absolutely, and those dogfights are always fun to play, and you had a big play in this game, had the touchdown reception early in this game. Take us through that play and what you were thinking.
So I was just running route, and all of a sudden, wide open. I was hoping Irv.
Easy enough, right?
Yes, I was hoping Irv was just, I didn't see Irv, and all of a sudden, he's there, throws me a ball, touchdown.
And you guys now sit at 2-0 on the season. You guys have looked good. You guys have, hasn't always been pretty, but you guys just seem to trust each other and really just, fight to the very end. What has it been like, leading these group of guys into the hot start that you guys have been on?
I don't know. I'm not really a leader on this team. I'm just there.
Well, hey, I tell you what. I mean, you can tell you guys are having fun out there. And, what's it like? I'll even give you a better question. What's it like just playing with your buddies playing football? And you guys are 2-0. You guys are looking good.
Yeah, it's very fun to play with my friends. I've been playing with these guys since I was 10 years old.
Awesome. But, hey, I tell you what, you guys are looking good so far. You guys got a game coming up against Monaga. Should be another good game. But what are you guys expecting in that one?
A dogfight. That game is going to be – Monaga's very big. Good players, and it's just going to be a dogfight.
Should be a lot of fun. Ethan, congrats on the victory. You guys enjoy this one.
All right, thank you.
Ethan Rugroden, our Enbridge I Bring the Energy player of the game, and then we got our next guy coming in here. The tall, the physical. Ryan Struess had a couple of catches in this one, but he was a force defensively as well. I couldn't get the final stat line for his tackles, but it seemed every single time we were making the call, it was Ryan Struess there on the edge. Ryan, congrats on the victory. How's it feel?
Feels good. It was a dogfight till the end. It just feels good to come out with a win on that one.
So we talked about, offensively it got a little slow for you guys, but you guys kept at it. What's the mindset for you guys? And it seems that you and Irv have a fantastic connection. You guys really connect well, and just the offense as a whole. But what has just been the mindset for you guys, in tough games like this? Like, what's going on the sideline? What's the conversation looking like? Just take us through, how the offense has been able to stay resilient.
Oh, it's just a grind every time. We just got to keep reminding each other that we're going to do better on the next play, and one bad play is not going to hurt anything. We'll go out, be stronger the next play.
And defensively, I mean, you guys are looking fantastic defensively, and you're really one of the standout players on this team. And I just want to talk about, what it's like. You guys have just been up and in their face, haven't given up much. It's a bend, don't break. I mean, they've had a few plays, go, and even with Walker last week, but you guys stay the tide. You guys stay with it. What's it like? Or like leading this defense, and you guys have been off to the hot start you guys have been.
Oh, it's really easy to be a leader on this defense. The coaches make it so easy for us to just play in the spot we do, and we all have trust in each other to make plays. So you just do your assignment, and you trust everyone else.
And you guys sit at 2-0 on the season. You guys got a tough game coming up against Monaga. It wasn't pretty at all points at the game, but you guys stayed with it. And, what are some things that you feel like you want to clean up before you head into another big game against Monaga?
Definitely the blocking. Got to figure that out and be more physical right out of the gate. He's got to get out to practice and just fix that stuff.
Well, Ryan, it's always fun when you guys are 2-0. It makes practice a little bit easier. Congrats on the win. You guys enjoy this one.
Thank you.
As Ryan Struess, he had a couple of catches for 38 yards in this one. Was also able to be a force defensively, getting I believe he got a sack in this one, but it was also all over the place defensively. And we are going to wrap things up in just a moment here. We're going to take one last break before we call it a night. The PRB Tigers getting a 26-0 win over the Bagley Flyers. We'll be back in just a moment on yourliveevent.com.
At Community Bowl and Pizzeria in Pine River. Community Bowl and Pizzeria has openings for all leagues: men's, women's, mixed, youth, seniors, and also Special Olympics. Enjoy some friendly competition and have a great time. Food specials offered on all league nights. Don't forget moonlight bowling every Saturday evening. For information on leagues or to sign up, call or stop into Community Bowl and Pizzeria in downtown Pine River. 218-587-3100.
Country Doc Veterinary Clinic in Pine River is proud to support radio coverage of our area athletes. No matter the sport, they salute the kids and coaches for all their dedication and wish them all the best of luck. Country Doc Veterinary Clinic thanks all the coaches, staff, and volunteers for taking the time to provide our area kids plenty of opportunities. Country Dog Veterinary Clinic is located east of Pine River on County Road 1, providing compassionate small animal care for your beloved pets.
Hannikin Insurance Agency is proud to support today's coverage. Hannikin Insurance has been serving families and businesses in central Minnesota for over 30 years. By working with an independent agency like Hannikin Insurance, the process of finding insurance that is appropriate for your goals and budget is simplified. Contact Hannikin Insurance Agency in Pine River, Little Falls, Pierce, or Brainerd online at HannikinInsurance.com. Let Hannikin Insurance give you the peace of mind that comes from knowing your financial situation is secure.
Post-game coverage here. The PRB Tigers moving to 2-0 on the season. 26-0 win over the Bagley Flyers. Some more final score updates. The Aiken Gobblers taking care. To say they took care of business, I think, is an understatement. A 73-30 victory over Pine City. And then the game of the night so far, Devin Kruger on the call for this one. Dilworth Glendon Felton 36, Pequot Lakes 34. It seemed that Devin was given texting updates throughout that whole game, back and forth. So a great game there for Pequot Lakes, but they get the loss. Aiken is now 2-0 on the season. PRB moves to 2-0 on the season. Bagley is now 0-2. And Caleb, first broadcast. First, I have to ask this. First broadcast of the season. How does it feel?
Well, honestly, it's great to be back. I really did miss it, and when I got the opportunity from Devin and RJ Broadcasting, I was happy to take it on just because I do miss doing this. When you had Ryan Struess and Ethan Ruggroden up here, two of my brother's friends know the team really well, but it was awesome to talk to them. So it's really a good way to give back to the community as well. But I'm happy to be back, and it was a lot of fun. Thank you so much, Noah.
Absolutely. Well, hey, it was a pleasure having you here.
Sure.
Hope to have you for some more games. Maybe you can join me for the booth for a few more games. I would not mind that in the slightest.
No, I wouldn't mind it either.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for tuning in on yourliveevent.com. More broadcast coverage all season long for the Pine River-Backus Tigers and the Aiken Gobblers on yourliveevent.com. Remember to also listen to our R&J stations, KKIN FM and AM, Cash 95 WWI FM, and all of our stations on R&J Broadcasting and rnjbroadcasting.com. A special thanks to our sponsors for the big deal of the game: Brandel Motors in Aiken, Riverwood Healthcare, Pizza Ranch in Baxter and Little Falls, WW Thompson Concrete Products in Brainerd, BigDealAuctions.com, Cuyuna Regional Medical Center, Tykes Carpet Castle in Brainerd, Shannon's Auto Body in Brainerd, and Take Down Gym. And then, of course, the Enbridge for the I Bring the Energy player of the game, and Pine River Family Markets. Pine River Family Market is where you can find it all and still enjoy the local hometown atmosphere. Every Wednesday, gallons of milk are just $2 for $6. Visit them online for curbside pickup or delivery. Pine River Family Market Delivers.com. And that is going to wrap it up. Noah Caruso signing off, and Caleb... I forgot.
You're fine. It's totally fine.
Caleb Travis. No, this is why we have to do more games together. Because if we're going to be this dynamic duo,
then we have to know.
Exactly. Caleb Travis signing off here on yourliveevent.com. The PRB Tigers move to 2-0, 26-0 win over the Bagley Flyers. We thank you for tuning in on yourliveevent.com and R&J Broadcasting. You all have a good night. We'll do this again sometime.
Yes. Each week just by shopping at Pequot Lakes Super Value on Patriot Avenue in Pequot Lakes. Shop your locally owned Pequot Lakes Super